to Sam Roberts' Friday Show. A live extravaganza like no other. Phone calls, tweets, celebrity guests, Sam's friends that are good on the air. As a taste of the future starts now. This is Sam Roberts' Friday Show.
Welcome to Sam Roberts Show live, as always, here on a Friday. XM 103 Sirius 206. You know the phone number to call by now. 866-WOW1WOW. It's 866-969-1969. That's going to be the only way you can communicate with yours truly, Sam Roberts, for the next few hours. My God, there is so much going on. There is so much for all of us to talk about. Obviously, you heard that song that we started with. It's because I'm feeling like a celebrity in my skin right now. If you've been following me on social media, you understand why. We'll get into that. There'll be time. You can trust me on that. There's so much happening at the moment. Okay, Eric Andre is going to be on the show today. For those of you that don't know Eric Andre, I got some clips. I'll explain to you exactly who he is. For those of you that do know who Eric Andre is, you're probably very, very excited that he's going to be on the show today. Also, our old pal Mike Cannon is stopping in. He hasn't been in a while, but he had a very strong run here on the show, so I'm very excited to see him. There's new Nancy Grace clips to talk about. There's a whole bunch of stuff coming off of a very strong Friday show last week, so go ahead and be a part of it yourself by calling the phone number 866-969-1969, 866-WOW1WOW, or tweeting along at Not Sam. The only thing is, I'm not going to be able to respond to every Twitter. You know why? Because I'm doing the show. We're live. If you want to talk to me, call me up. Now, I don't even know where to begin. I guess, the reason that I'm feeling like a celebrity, I guess. Well, no, I don't want to get into that yet. I got more stuff with this guy, Kevin Pollak. I feel like I might need to spend some time on it. And there's another story that I think I want to start with before we go there. Let me talk to Frank in the Bronx. He always makes me feel better. Frank, welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
You're a shooting star, my friend. You're on your way to being on TMZ,
yeah,
on In Touch magazine.
Yeah.
You name it, Sam Roberts will be the man.
Look, there's one name that's on the tip of the tongue of Hollywood. There's one name that A-list actors simply can't get out of their brains. These are A-list actors that I'm not even thinking about, and the name that they can't get out of their brains is Primetime Sam Roberts. It's amazing what's happening to me right now, and we're going to get into that.
I hear they're also changing the name that show Primetime 2020 after you as well.
That's right. They're going to call it Primetime Sam Roberts 2020 because everybody knows they associate it with one thing, the term primetime. And Neon Dion, bad news. You know what I'm saying? You haven't been on any field in quite some time. Sorry. There's a new primetime in town. Just like there's a new LT, there's a new primetime. Sorry.
Chipper. How about Chipper?
Right.
Chipper!
You're scaring me. I'm gonna hang up on you. How come all three phones are X'd out at once? That's crazy. You should come over here and look at my call screen, Adrian. What's going on over there? Oh, there it is. Okay, no problem. Bruce in Louisiana. It was craziness. It was like they were all it was a party line.
Yeah, we were party line on hold there for a minute.
It's all good. Everybody's just like, oh, Bruce, hey, what's up, John? How's Idaho? What's up, Bruce?
I got two things. First of all, your week of radio with Opie.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tell you something. You're ready for the big stage.
Well, thank you.
You were fucking with Dan about his girlfriend was the funniest shit.
Look, anytime I have a point to bring up organically on the show that I had an ex-girlfriend that developed a recreational ambient habit, I'm going to bring it up. That's the world I live in.
You should. That's exactly what your call of life is.
Yeah.
So is Eggplant Friday, I'm a little confused because I'm not on the Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old.
Mm-hmm.
Is Eggplant Friday your thing, or is it just a thing? Because I was flipping over to Insight trying to catch Neil deGrasse Tyson's show, and it wasn't on his show. I was just trying to...
I was about to say, is Neil deGrasse Tyson... I mean, he fits the mold. Neil deGrasse... I would love Neil deGrasse Tyson to submit an Eggplant Friday. I would love to find out what's going on in that physicist pants.
No, it was some woman. I want to say it was Karen Hunter, but I don't know who she is, so I'm not calling her out like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was just I was flipping over trying to catch the other show, and she was talking about Eggplant Friday, and I was like, fuck, is that a thing, or did they steal Sam's hashtag?
No, it's not. I didn't make up Eggplant Friday. I can't take her. Eggplant Friday, and if you search it, if you were on the Twitter, as you called it, Bruce, you would know that Eggplant Friday is a series of black men showing off their genitals. So no, that wasn't a promotion started by this fine radio show. But it's huge, this Eggplant Friday. I feel like we were just one of the first shows to really bring Eggplant Friday to the forefront. I'm sure a lot of shows are going to start talking about it right now, but I think for the most part, especially all the fine people listening to this, know that the first time they heard about Eggplant Friday was right here. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know, being the name that's on the tip of Hollywood's tongue. I'm talking about being the first guy, regardless of what that trending topic is, the guy who's introducing that to you. Let's go to John in Idaho. What's up, John?
Hey, brother, I love your show so much, and I really hope they give it to you more regularly than just Friday.
Well, it's not going to be. It's not going to be giving it to me because it's not a gift. Okay, maybe I'll give it to them. Maybe I'll allow them.
Listen, baby, I can't be the only one who's getting sick and tired of, not to change the subject,
right?
Getting sick and tired of Jim Florentine.
I got to tell you, I've
funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
He is funny. He has his funny moments. Don't get me wrong. He does come in with the occasional quip or barb or something that's pretty good. But, you know, overall, and I hate to say this, you know, empirically, the guy is fucking annoying.
Well, I got to, first of all, producers of this show are doing exactly what they should be doing, and I'm going to tell you guys something. Eggplant Friday is alive and well on this here Friday because I'm watching that hashtag get scrolled through my computer right now. And there are some major Eggplant Fridays happening. Chris Brown is a part of this week's Eggplant Friday. So much going on with this Eggplant Friday. I guess some people get annoyed with Florentine, but Florentine is probably one of my favorite comics to come on the show. I mean, I always laugh when he's on the show. I think he's great, but you know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
Well, I know he's good friends with you guys, and he's good friends with Jimmy.
Whoa!
And
How can you fit that much into athletic shorts? This Eggplant Friday, I'm sorry. Thank you, John. I get what you're saying. I respect your opinion, but I'm a big Florentine fan. Bigger fan of Eggplant Friday, quite frankly. Let's go to Phil in Charlotte. Woo! What's up, Phil?
Hey, this past week, Anthony Cumia did an AMA on Reddit on which he compared you, Sam Roberts, to Louis C.K., everybody. He compared Sam Roberts to Louis C.K.
I mean, I was a little taken aback by that, and I talked about that on one of the pre-shows this week. Yeah, I mean, the Internet's talking about me this week, aren't they? Anthony Cumia, though, I was blown away by how complimentary he was to me. It's not something you're used to when you live in the radio environment that we all live in here. But he said only fine things. He mentioned Louis C.K. and I in the same paragraph. There might have been one sort of personality trait that he thought might be. I can't take full credit on being compared to Louis C.K., but I will say that I very much appreciate the amazing things that Anthony Cumia said and would recommend everybody go check out the Anthony Cumia show at anthonycumia.com. He basically said that I can get away with saying mean things to people, and that's a trait that Louis C.K. also does. It's just when I say mean things to people, there's like 4 dozen maybe listening, and when Louis does it, he does it for 3 Madison Square Gardens full of people. So there are still some differences, but I can't tell you how much I appreciated that. Now, this is what I'm worried about. Twitter, we were talking about Eggplant Friday, is blowing up with a different hashtag, and that's Winggate. Winggate. Something shocked me to the core when I read it this morning. My friend, and quite frankly, hero, Mick, Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Foley, participated in Wing Bowl. This is a buffalo wing eating contest. And TMZ, first to the news all the time, TMZ there with the hard-hitting stories, first to report Mick Foley disqualified from Wing Bowl for illegal conduct. Thank God we have him on the phone to clarify this whole thing. Mick Foley, welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Sam, thank you. I wish I could clear it up, but the evidence is overwhelming, and I'm guilty as charged. I cheated, and I got caught, and I am rightfully humiliated.
No, say it ain't so, Mick. Say it ain't so.
It's so, but there is a story, and let me take you back to that time when I was feeding you steak.
Yep.
The first time we met, right?
Yes.
That seemed odd to me. How did you feel, as I forced you against your will to eat? I believe it was like a very pricey beef tenderloin, something they top dollar for in a restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, I was fairly humiliated, especially because I was wearing, I believe, flip-flops and a SummerSlam towel around my waist, and you were kind of doing it like the choo-choo train for a baby. And I'm telling
you, if someone had been there with a wing doing the choo-choo train for me, I would have been just fine. But Sam, I thought they were going to be buffalo wings, and I thought they were going to be tasty and plump and juicy.
Sure.
And they weren't. I think there was like a mild barbecue flavor, and they were like lukewarm at best.
Oh.
It just seemed like skin covering bones, and I didn't know that I'd be sitting in between two of the best, most competitive eaters in the country. Molly, who had won the contest the year before, was just to the right of me, and no one you just assume when you're in a contest like this that civility is going to rule, and there are going to be wet naps available.
Well, of course, we're people, aren't we? We're not animals.
We're people. There are no wet naps, and Molly had a team next to her, like 4 people encouraging and coaching her. I had no team. I had an entourage of people I'd never met before. Nobody encouraging me in the slightest, and they, come on, Molly, you could do this. You could do this, Molly. And I looked over, and Molly's face was just full of wings, I think they should have disqualified her for having at least 7 or 8 full wings attached to her face.
Well, you'd think you could, you got that flavor saver going on. You'd think you could shove some wings into that beard and at least hide them there. This is what I was most shocked by. I was going, okay, this must be some kind of technicality, because Mick Foley would not cheat on a buffalo wing eating contest. And I looked, and I saw the photos, and they showed him on the big screen, which I don't know how necessary it was, but they showed him on the big screen. True or false, Mick Foley, in the midst of this buffalo wing eating contest, you were sliding cold buffalo wings into your patented fanny pack.
True. Although, it wasn't even a dignified method of getting caught, because they actually count the bones on your plate, so it's actually not fooling anyone. Here's the truth, Sam. I break this for you, and I will be doing other interviews today. Here's the breaking story.
Okay.
I'm not saying anything about Molly personally, because she was a lovely young lady before the contest. She was really getting into the spirit of the contest. And between seeing her rifling down those wings, and then on the big screen, they kept showing a highlight from a past year where a guy was just projectile vomiting. And I thought, that's going to be me.
Right.
And the TMZ footage people are watching is that of me throwing up on live national television. And Sam, what I did, I didn't cheat in order to win. I cheated in order to lose,
to survive with some dignity.
With some dignity, like it was the equivalent of Lou Duva throwing in the towel, but I didn't have a Lou Duva there.
No, you didn't. Who knew?
It would be like the Patriots losing and just going out there with a fully deflated football, just to
right. Well, technically, we didn't actually lose. The whole football was deflated, so just cheating to survive. It's like the intentional disqualification is what happened.
That's pretty much what it was. I mean, in wrestling, something's going down, and then Captain Lou Albano slide through a chair, or Paul Heyman, or slide through a pair of brass knuckles. Yeah,
Mick, I thought everybody, and I think everybody thought that you were the babyface going into this wing off, and for you to come out heel, this is like Stone Cold Bret Hart territory. This is one of the great heel turns in the history of buffalo wings, I think.
They're saying that the only thing I could have done to be more hated in Philadelphia is win the Royal Rumble.
That was a dig.
That's the type of heat I have in Philadelphia now. The last person to be that hated after an event was at the Royal Rumble.
Did they boo you?
And you know what? They realized that I had spilled quite a bit of blood in that particular city, and I think they admired my gumption and the courage it took to wear a fanny pack in public.
Right. I mean, that is courage, but it's also like, I don't think that they want to hear that the guy from the Hell in a Cell is now afraid to throw up some buffalo wings. You know? It's like, what?
Yeah, I do think so. I think they would fully understand that, I have a wife and kids. I don't want that to be my legacy.
I feel like like that buffalo wing vomit would have been that last hurrah of he's hardcore. He's hardcore.
No, and that would greatly damage me. I don't envision myself eating a wing for several years. I mean, honestly, Sam, on a deep philosophical level, the only thing that could ever entice me to do a wing eating contest again is money,
That's it. If you were paid for it, you'd be happy to. Well, I mean, what's the Twitter feedback been like? Are there people who are upset that you didn't take this as seriously as they would have hoped?
I guess there are some people in the competitive eating world who are thinking I shouldn't have been invited at all, because I'm now 3 for 3. I actually cheated in both of my other competitive.
Have you really?
Yeah, I was in the International Fruitcake Eating Championship in Santa Claus, Indiana.
Uh-huh.
And once I realized that I was way out of my league there, I began taking huge softball sized chunks of fruitcake and hiding them under my napkin. And 2 years ago, I actually won. I was like, how are they not seeing this? And then I had to pretend like I gave myself up for the good of the contest. But when I reached this, went up to the microphone and said, ho, ho, ho.
Right.
It was a stunning victory. We had real competitive eaters there, and they were like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
And then I had to tell them myself. So, yeah, I think that's going to be my, I think I'm done eating competitively, unless, on a deep philosophical level, someone pays me a lot of money, in which case I'll do my best to cheat again.
I would think that at this point, especially after this phone call, you should be banned from the integrity-filled sport that is professional eating. What made you want to sign up for the wing eating contest in general? Were you just like, I like buffalo wings, so I'm going to sign up for this?
I like wings, and if someone had told me that, it was something like 367 was the previous record, and
Jesus!
This year it went 413.
What?
I would have failed out. I thought I'd be up there with I'm a guy who can put away 2 to 3 dozen wings,
yeah.
On a Sunday watching football, and I thought that would put me up there in that status.
You're like, I get the large at Buffalo Wild Wings. I figured I'd be fine.
I figured I could hold my own, and I really did. I figured I could hold my own, and I thought I was making great progress. I looked over at Molly. I had, finished about, my first plate of whatever, 24, and she had already finished, at least triple that. I thought, I'm never going to win. And then it just stopped being enjoyable. And I just envisioned, that my legacy
right.
would be throwing up on live national television.
Yeah,
I would much rather have my legacy be that I cheated.
Right. He went on.
He had this bravery to rock the pack on live national TV.
Well, I think your legacy is great now and cemented. It's a guy, he started as this, hardcore, put his body at risk. He developed into this humorous character that brought smiles to the faces of children. He entered the world of Santa Claus. And then he ended up as a cheat who signed up for eating contests and tried to get one over on everybody. Well, Mick, I hope that today you've learned, and this is the word around the studio is everybody wants me to make sure that you know that, quite frankly, cheaters never prosper.
I think in this case, this cheater will. You're breaking the news, but it's a big news day.
You're trending.
Winggate is trending. Yeah, and like I said, you usually have to win the Rumble to have this type of heat for a WWE wrestler.
And I love that one.
Great line, man.
It really is. You're going to be using that one all day. And you know who's really psyched about this?
Who's that?
One of our illustrious sponsors, Steven Singer, he's in Philly there. he sponsors the Wing Bowl. And so the placemat that you were using says, I hate Steven Singer on it. So there's a giant photo on like TMZ and everything where you can see the Steven Singer logo right under that placemat. I mean, if he's not paying you, you got a phone call to make.
All right, man. Well, I think it's a win-win for everyone except the actual winner of the Wing Bowl, who's overshadowed by this particular cheater. So
it's a win for everybody except for the sport of competitive eating that has been made to look quite foolish today, Mick.
It's a bad day for them, but it's a good day. Good day for everyone else.
Do you have any?
Thanks for having me on, Sam.
You have any gigs you want to plug?
What?
You have any gigs?
Check out realmickfoley.com. I'll be doing a signing in King of Prussia, PA. Hopefully there'll be no backlash from the competitive eating world. And then I hit Arizona for a couple days in February 7th and 8th, and then I'll be all over the West Coast from I think March 20th through the 27th. I'll be hitting Seattle, Portland, Reno, Sacramento, San Francisco, San Jose. So go to realmickfoley.com if you want to check out any of those dates.
Your ability to stay relevant amazes me on a daily basis. I guess congratulations today, Mick Foley.
I feel like they're in order. I'm in a bad situation. I made the best of it, and now we're talking, you and me, like the old days.
Right. Well, thanks, buddy, and enjoy making that Roman Reigns joke everywhere you go today.
No one else will get it.
I know.
He's not going to get that.
I'll put it up online, and then Reddit will go crazy for it.
All right, thanks, man.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. Mick Foley, heel of all heels as far as competitive eating goes. I couldn't believe. So the winner of this contest ate 444 wings. I've been getting tweets from people who are all telling me, hey, Sam, you hear Mick Foley was going to be in this contest? You hear Mick Foley was going to be in this contest? I was like, oh, yeah, that's funny. Mick's, doing Winggate. I don't know who tipped off TMZ to this, but when this afternoon, when I signed online and saw Mick Foley's name everywhere, he's a headline on TMZ Sports, and it's because he cheated at a buffalo wing eating contest. It was like, what are you doing, Mick? What are you doing? But he's a winner today, I guess. He seems. Adrian, do you buy that he cheated on purpose?
No.
You don't think so? You think he wanted to win this thing?
Yeah. He's a pro wrestler.
Yeah, he's working everybody.
Exactly.
He's trying to get over. Mm-hmm. I like that he admitted now that he was just shoveling the wings into his fanny pack, and they were counting the bones. Yeah. So it's like they didn't do anything.
You're an idiot. Yeah.
Although he made a good point when he said the wings taste like shit. Like, can you imagine signing up for a wing eating contest and finding out that the wings are garbage? Well, it's a bummer, especially when you think that you only need to house like 24 of them to be a contender.
The winner put down 444.
Yeah, I think Mick maybe should have done a little more research into this wing eating contest. Well, before we move on completely from the Winggate controversy, there's another person I want to talk to about this, because I want to find out how it's affecting, everybody in the Foley household. We're waiting on a call. I believe we're going to get an exclusive interview from Mick Foley's daughter, Noelle, at some point today.
Do you want me to call her?
I believe she'll be calling us, I believe. But because I want to know, I'm going to find out. Mick said on the line just now, he said, I've got a wife and kids. I don't need them to see their dad throwing up buffalo wings all over TMZ. I want to find out what's brought the Foley household more disgrace. The cheating, which is not just accusations anymore, or the possible buffalo vomit. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone right now, we welcome to the Sam Roberts Show, covering Winggate, the daughter of Mick Foley. You know her from Beyond the Mat as a small child. She's an adult now. Noelle Foley, welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, of course. We needed to get to the bottom. I just talked to your dad like 2 minutes ago.
What did he say? Because this is new to me. When you told me, I had no idea.
Well, yeah, I texted you. He's on TMZ today.
Really?
Yes.
So it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Winggate is the trending topic on Twitter.
Oh, my goodness.
Did you know how he cheated?
No. How did he cheat?
You knew he was doing Wing Bowl, though, right?
Yeah, I almost went, but I went to SmackDown instead.
I get that. What did the Foley household think of your dad signing up, first of all, for the wing contest?
I mean, I thought he could do a pretty good job. He can put food away. So.
Well, yeah, that's what he thought, too. But he was thinking like 2 or 3 dozen wings, and the winner ended up eating 444.
444?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Is he, like, how big is he?
I don't know. I think it was a chick. There was a, okay.
444?
Oh, some guy named Patrick won.
Oh, a guy.
Yeah, a guy won, and then there's a chick named Molly, who your dad was talking about, who was in second place, I guess. But if you go to, you could see the photos online. Your dad, he realized he was in trouble, and so he started shoveling buffalo wings into his fanny pack.
That is totally something he'd do, too.
Now, you tell me, because I need to know. He said, listen, I cheated. I admit that I cheated. But he said the reason that he cheated was he didn't want to disgrace the Foley family by throwing up buffalo wings. He said he could tell that if he kept housing wings, and he said they were gross wings.
Oh, they were gross wings? Maybe if they were yummy wings, he could have won.
He said they were like wet and lukewarm and kind of barbecue-y, but not even really like buffalo. Yeah,
no
sounded
one
gross.
likes wet, lukewarm, kind of buffalo-y wings.
No.
Maybe like super buffalo-y, hot,
Right.
and not wet.
Right, and plump.
Plump, yeah.
Plump, but they weren't. And so he started shoveling them into his fanny pack because he realized he was going to vomit buffalo wings if he didn't do this. Tell me, is vomiting, what's brought more disgrace to the Foley household? Would it have been vomiting buffalo wings all over TMZ or bringing disgrace to the world of competitive buffalo wing eating?
You know, I personally don't think he cheated. He may be covering up his story by saying he was cheating, but I think he just wanted to save the wings for later and, you know, pop them in the microwave and make them plump and delicious and, you know, eat them while watching a movie.
I mean, we have heard in the past. He said it was as if he had won the Royal Rumble. That's how much heat that he got.
He got as much heat as Roman Reigns.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Oh, that's a lot of heat.
It is. It is. Well, Noel, people can find you online too. So do you wanna plug your Twitter and everything?
Sure. I'm just Noel Foley.
There it is. Noelle. A lot of listeners aren't that great with spelling, so.
Yeah. My name can get confused sometimes. It's not the Christmas Noel. It's the double L Noel.
Right. And you have a lot of very creepy Instagram and Twitter followers, correct?
Oh yeah, but that's fine. I don't mind.
Right. So there's a lot of
creeps.
And there's a lot of creeps listening. So I'm sure you'll interact with lots of them. Well, I'm glad that you still have your dad's back, even though he's made a mockery of competitive eating.
Oh yeah, no. As long as he brings back some food for me, he's not a cheater.
Yeah, you're just asking him to unload his fanny pack when he gets home.
Yes, I will, and pop him in the microwave.
All right, Noel. I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
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 So there you have it. The Foley family is still standing strong after all of Winggate. I'm glad that here on the show we were able to cover this the way, quite frankly, it deserved to be covered. I don't know if I should get into this other thing or if I should. I mean, the thing that I was going to start with. Let me go to Mike in Boston. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Sam. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, man. First time I listened to the show. It's awesome.
Thanks.
And I would eat Noelle's butthole after she ate a wing competition, too. She's so hot.
Well, a lot of people say, I mean, I haven't heard anybody say that they would eat her butthole after eating wings, but...
Yeah. How is she in person? I know you've hung out with her.
Gorgeous. Yeah. It's, but it's very weird. No, you know, and then you turn on the Hell in a Cell and you're like, that came from that, huh? All right.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. But...
Great job on the show.
Thanks, buddy. Buddy. I'm glad we got into some of the Foley family drama. Real quick, I want to play... Okay. And by the way, Eric Andre is going to be here in just a few minutes. If you don't know who Eric Andre is by now, you're not cool. That's the problem. Real quick, I set the internet on fire earlier this week. Remember the Roman Reigns interview that was on this show? Mick Foley and Noel just mentioned Roman Reigns. This is the guy who won the Royal Rumble. It's not going to be a wrestling conversation. Don't worry about it. This is the guy who won the Royal Rumble in Philly. He's supposed to be the new good guy. He got booed. He was on the show on the phone last week. A couple people here and there were talking about the interview as it aired on Sirius XM. The Roman Reigns interview, and put it on the podcast. Reigns just set wrestling fans on fire. Listen to this.
it's one of those situations where obviously the company's going to do what the company does.
Mm-hmm.
The fans are definitely going to do what they do, and that's what's so great is like. So the fans have to realize, like, as opinionated as y'all are in the way you want it, hopefully at the end of the day, I'm just the guy getting rich.
So when I heard that quote, first of all, I didn't think it was that big of a. I was relieved at his honesty. I was like, okay, you know, wrestling is a job. These guys go to work and they're just trying to get paid, and whoever's in the biggest match is making the most money. So I like that he said, you know, at the end of the day, I understand the fans want something, the company wants something. I'm just looking to make some money. He's got a wife and a kid, and he's buying a house. Like, I get that. But there's something about, and I don't know if it's sports fans, I don't know if it's just fans of things in general, or if it's just specifically wrestling fans. But on a human level, we can all relate to this. It was on the Squared Circle subforum on Reddit. And it had thousands, literally thousands of replies. That one quote, quoted by itself, a little bit out of context, had thousands of replies. It's been on every wrestling website. It's been all over the place. People are accusing my podcast as being the place where Roman Reigns is officially turning heel. Well, it's crazy. It's craziness. But what I don't understand about fans in general, I guess, is this idea that they need everybody that they watch to be in it for the passion, for the love of the game, for the whatever it is. You're looking at guys, whether it's athletes, actors, musicians, wrestlers, like a lot of musicians, a lot of people in bands. They don't like their bandmates. Almost no bands like each other after a certain amount of time. They're just there on the stage because they can make money together. And that's their sole purpose for being there, right? Right. So, when a wrestler shows up and says, yeah, I mean, look, I understand the fans don't like some of it, the company wants this. At the end of the day, I'm just here to make some money. It's the same thing that happened when like CM Punk quit. Everybody said he shouldn't have quit because he owes us something. But he didn't owe anyone anything. It was his job. If I was fed up here, if I was truly fed up here, and I had enough money to live, I would stop doing the show. If I didn't like the show anymore, I love doing the show. But if I didn't like doing this, and I wasn't making money anymore, I would stop doing the show. I wouldn't just come in here and do it just because of, you know, because of a love of the game. It doesn't make any sense. So it's very strange to me that quote was pulled out of context and said, because this is a guy that isn't too wrapped up in what an audience is thinking about his performance, that it's just a guy who's out to make money because it's his job, we're mad at him now. You know, I don't understand it. Let's go to Dan in Ohio. And if you want to call in, 866-WOW1WOW is the phone number, 866-969-1969 to talk to Sam Roberts Show.
Oh, thank you. Hey, that intern sounds hot, but that's not why I called.
The intern?
Yeah, whoever that answers the phone.
Oh, yes. Maybe we'll meet her later.
But I don't get, like, it's like sports, all sports in general, people lose sight that it's a fucking business. Well, no matter what it is, it's a business, and people are there to make money. Like,
yeah, like the minute that you start giving people salaries in 7 figures to play a game, like when you're making millions of dollars to play a game, nobody's playing it for 50 grand anymore. Nobody is signing up to the NFL to play for 35 grand because, you know what? I'm only making 35 grand, but I love football. It's just so great to put on a show for everybody else.
If they loved it that much, they'd play for, you know, the $50 million for 1 year. They'd be like, fuck it, I'm playing for free for the rest of my career.
Right, but they don't. Like the minute they go, okay, you're 25, we're not going to pay you anymore. He's like, okay, well, I'm 25 and retired then. How about that? Yeah. I'm going to find somebody that will pay me.
Or the rival team wants to pay me more. I'm going there. Then the fans hate the person. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and thanks, Dan. I think at some point, no matter what you're a fan of, you got to let go of the sort of fandom aspect of it and realize that these are human beings that are just trying to make money. They're making a lot more money than you or I doing something very, very weird. They don't have to actually go to a job. But just because we get all worked up over an athlete or a wrestler or a musician or whatever it is, doesn't mean that they feel the same way about us. They shouldn't. There's a whole arena full of us. You know, when somebody plays Madison Square Garden instead of some random club, that holds 300 people, it's not because they prefer the lack of intimacy in an arena. It's because they can sell 20,000 tickets instead of 300. And you can make a whole bunch more money. That's the whole premise behind all of it is, you know? Let's go to Drew in Atlanta. What's up, Drew?
Sammy!
Yeah?
What are you doing, buddy?
Radio show.
I realize that.
Well, shouldn't have asked that.
What's going on? Sorry, dude. I was just getting back in from pumping gas. I've been on the hold for 26 minutes, which is...
Well, sorry, I was talking to the Foley family about Winggate, Drew. We have to have priorities.
I know, priorities. Figures you call some dude from Boston calls wanting to eat some girl's asshole.
Let's get to the point, Drew. Let's go ahead and figure out why we're on the phone.
Nothing, Sammy. Just calling to tell you you're the man. You're going to move up and listen to the Opie show for God knows how long. Me and buddies in Colorado that come back and forth. And, you know, for some reason, we love you, man, but you need to stop eating at Outback.
I appreciate it, Drew, and I appreciate the love and support that I've been getting lately. But do you get that if Sirius came to me now and said, Sam, we know you're getting a lot of support from the fans and you love to do what you do, so because of that, you'll be making no money. Do you understand that I'd be like, well, I'm going to leave now. I'm not going to do this anymore then.
Well, Sam, where are you going to go?
I'd sit at home for free instead of working for free if I'm not making any money.
But why would you not get any money, Sam?
Okay, Drew, you're not following me. I had to hang up. I'm 26 minutes on hold and he can't follow me. I know he was listening. He was on hold. That's why some people wait for that long. I knew there was something instinctual in me that was like, he's not going to follow. Whatever I'm talking about, he's not going to follow what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, it seems like people that work in performance or in artistic whatever, they get a bad rep from fans that make it so that they have to be in it just for the fans. It's like that's part of it. Of course, you want to please the fans, but that's mainly because the fans are the ones that keep buying shit, right?
This is like when like a baseball player leaves his team after like 10 years to go somewhere else for more money.
Right.
And he'll be booed for the rest of his life in his old city.
And he's like, I didn't
take it personally.
Right. And he's like, look, guys, I didn't care about this city when you were cheering me. I don't care about it now. I'm the same dude. The city gave me the best contract. That's why I was here. Like Johnny Damon. You know, he's like, oh, you were a Red Sox. Now you're a Yankee. We're booing you here. He's like, look, just pay me to play baseball, and then I'll play baseball. And then when you stop paying me to play baseball, I'm not going to do it anymore. It doesn't matter what logo is on the corner of my shirt.
And then if he comes back to the Red Sox,
yeah,
they love him.
They love him. Of course they do. Because he's got red on again instead of pinstripes. It's so, and I think that's okay when you're just in the stadium and you're cheering or you're watching and you're like, that's my guy. And it's okay to be like, that's not my guy anymore when he's not on your team. But for people to take it personally and say, the fuck is that guy's problem? Going over to the Yankees? Did you see what that team did to us last season? And now he's going over there? What? Are you fucking kidding me? Where's the loyalty? Loyalty? Why would you have to sign somebody to a contract if there was loyalty? If there's loyalty, we'd all feel fine on a handshake. Don't worry. He's not going to go play for another team, even if they do offer him more money, because he is a team player. Let's go to Dave in Detroit. What's up, Dave?
Sam Roberts, professional broadcaster.
That's right.
Just wanted to say thanks, Sam. It's Friday.
Old school.
And also wanted
7
to
months
point
ago.
out that yeah, I know. Thanks. The only way that this thing works, if I stopped going, or if I went to work and nobody paid me first, I'd be like, well, you can go fuck yourself, because unless everybody's going to follow that same philosophy, there's no point. Because how am I going to go out and eat? How am I going to go out and drink? How am I going to go out and...
Well, like, what do you do for a living?
I actually work for one of the auto companies.
Okay, like, what do? You don't have to tell me which company.
I'm actually one of those corporate assholes.
Okay.
You like to talk about up in the offices.
Okay, so you're just some dude in the office managing someone that doesn't want to be managed. But if you were like, you know what, I got a better offer to do something else, nobody's going to sit there and be like, I thought he was managing me because he liked me. All of a sudden he doesn't want to manage me anymore because he got a better offer? Yeah, that's how it works. Like for, Roman Reigns from WWE to be like, so yeah, I get it. The fans boo me. The company wants me to do some dumb shit. At the end of the day, hopefully I get a whole bunch of money for it. It's the most human possible answer you could get.
Yeah, I don't understand where all the hate's coming from.
Me neither, but thanks, Dave. Let's go to Seth in Buffalo. Welcome to the show, Seth.
Hey, Sam, how you doing?
Good, pal.
Hey, so I wanted to talk about what you guys were touching on with, like, the sports players going to different teams.
Yeah.
Last year, the Buffalo Sabres traded Steve Ott and Ryan Miller. Actually, it was Ryan Miller, and Steve Ott was just kind of an add-on. Ryan Miller actually started his career in Buffalo, and he's been playing for Buffalo for, the past 10, 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
He basically built his career in the Buffalo Sabres, so when he left, I mean, that was a big thing for Buffalo fans.
Yeah, and I
don't know,
but you have to understand. Okay, so he built himself up with the Buffalo Sabres, and now that he's good enough to move on and make a whole bunch of money, he's doing that. Like, I get that you're like, hey, we gave him all of our support from the beginning and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, he's not, the whole reason he's playing hockey is to make the most money. Why? How could you fault a guy for going someplace else?
Well, I'm not saying that I personally fault him. I know a bunch of other people might have, but I mean, I don't know. You're probably familiar with how badly the Buffalo Sabres suck now, but I mean, like, we're at a point in our development where he needed to get into a team where he could actually win and actually do something and not be bogged down by the rest of what we're going through our redevelopment and whatnot. But my main point was that the reaction from the fans by both Steve Ott leaving and Ryan Miller leaving was completely different. Like, nobody could really care. I mean, people couldn't care less about Steve Ott. He was just a 2-year guy. But,
right.
Ryan Miller leaving was a bigger thing because he was there for 10, 12 years. So, I mean, I understand that, the fans might have taken it differently, but.
Right. All right. No, yeah, I got what you're saying, Seth. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, it's like the LeBron thing. Like, LeBron knew that he could go to Miami, win some championships, and come back to Cleveland whenever he damn well pleased. And everybody would be like, oh, fuck, I wish I hadn't burnt that jersey. Now I got to buy another one. Like, he knew that's the way it was going to go. Maybe his situation is a little unique because he did it in such a dickheadish way.
Such a douchey way.
But, I mean, I don't know. I always like a guy with some ego. I don't mind a douchebag. I don't mind. Stephanie in North Carolina, what's up?
So, Sam, I really, really think that even if you weren't getting paid, even from your house, you would still do a podcast about the WWE.
You know what? But I wouldn't. I would probably try to, but I would hope somebody would pay me. I wouldn't just keep doing it forever and not get paid. I would probably. That's probably what the fallback would be. I'd go to my house, I'd do this podcast, but I'd find a sponsor. I'd find some way to make some money off of it, because otherwise, I'm just jerking off.
Well, yeah, money is great, and so is jerking off for a woman rubbing off. But money is
right.
Good, but I still think that you really enjoy doing what you do. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do. And look, I wouldn't do it for free just out of pride at this point, but I love doing this. You know what I mean? And there are aspects to this job, by the way, that I don't get paid to do, and I just do them because I like being here. I like doing a show. I've done free shows forever. So I'm not saying you should never do anything for free. But what I am saying is that when the time comes for somebody to be like, I'm just trying to make some money right now, people should support them and be like, yeah, it's a business. That's why he's doing this. He's trying to feed his family.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Thanks.
So, and also one more thing about this fans. Some fans are fucking crazy. Like, they really, really think that those people are working for them. The players work for them.
I mean, there are,
Like,
absolutely. There are a lot of, and they take this thing too seriously. It's sports and music and wrestling and all this stuff are supposed to be hobbies. Like, they're just supposed to be a little thing you enjoy, not something that gives you agita.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah, but anyway, that was it. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Steve in Fishkill.
Hey, Sam, how are you?
Good, buddy.
You think the fans would boo you if you went to work for Howard?
Yeah, I think I would have a rough go of it if I went to work for Howard. But I don't think Howard would offer me half of the opportunity that Opie's offered me over here. So that's part of it. I mean, I'm not just talking about basic salary and numbers. You have to talk about the opportunities, too. In my specific case, I don't think I would have the opportunity to do this show if I was working for Howard, even if he was paying me more money, if it was paying me more money to do something I didn't want to do, I definitely wouldn't. And you know, there's a certain amount of loyalty to Opie, of course, that I have. But if Opie knows that if somebody said, hey, Sam, we're going to double your salary, and we've got a slot, we're going to give you afternoons over here and double your salary, I would have a conversation with Opie, but he would tell me to go, because that's what you do.
That's correct.
You know?
We all hope you don't go.
I won't go, buddy. I'll be here for a while. Thank you, Steve.
Maybe Opie will put you on a mug.
Yeah, exactly. I want to get my own mug. That's my next goal. Don't worry about me leaving. Nobody else wants me. So I don't have it. You don't have to worry about that right now. Robert in Bellevue? Oh, I'm sorry. That was my fault. Robert, what's up?
Hey, Sam, I agree about the contract, and, you know, I'm an IT nerd. If somebody offered me double to go across town, of course I'd do it. But, man, don't you love those pictures and stuff where when they're making so much money that they just say, hey, I'll give you a hometown discount. I'll stay here for less money, pay some other guys, and let's win. Those people just want to blow them. I mean, those are just the best guys on the planet when they do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's very rare, and I think more often than not, people do that because they think they're going to be able to win a championship and then go someplace else for even more money.
Or they're at the end of their career,
Right.
and they've never gotten that ring, and they say, look, I've got $400 million, now I want a ring. So,
Right, I get that.
Those aren't few and far between, but
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, totally. Thanks, buddy. Doug in Arkansas.
Yeah, Sam, here's the thing. I drive this truck. I like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I love doing?
What's that?
Buying cool shit with the money that I make driving this fucking truck.
Yeah, like dope shit is the best.
And if somebody offered me twice as much money to shovel cow shit, I hate shoveling cow shit, but I'll do it to buy more cool shit.
Right. That's all it's about. And I'm not going to sit there and be like, Doug, you used to drive shit to my house. Where's the loyalty? I don't want some other guy. Now you're shoveling somebody's cow shit. You were supposed to drive shit to my house. Dean in Georgia.
Hi, Sam.
Hey, Dean.
I wondered if some of the backlash with Roman Reigns, new school wrestlers versus old school. Back in the old days, wrestlers used to give interviews totally in character, no matter what, whether it was TV, radio, and now wrestlers are admitting that it's more of an entertainment business and giving interviews as themselves. So I wonder if some of the backlash is fans not really being able to get that disconnect.
Yeah, I think there is. I think you're 100% right, Dean. I think there is a disconnect, especially with wrestling fans that don't understand when they're hearing a guy talk as a guy instead of in character. Like, you want to sit everybody down and say, as a collective, let's all understand this. It's a work. It's set up, you know what I mean? It's not really the people on TV. Those are characters. Walter White, he's not a guy selling drugs. He's an actor. He's on Broadway, okay? Like, that's not a real thing. Rick Grimes, he's British. Sorry. He's fighting zombies that aren't real, and he's British. All these things are catastrophic, I know, but they're all very, very true. Oh, my God. Josh in Sacramento.
Hey, Sam.
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I just want to tell you that I've been listening to you for a couple years now. Actually, like 10 years, but it's been awesome, and I just wanted to give you like a little Inspiration Friday, and you've been awesome.
Well, I will appreciate that, and in return, I will be texting you a little bit of Eggplant Friday, so we could be friends there. Inspiration Friday meets Eggplant Friday. Jack in Colorado.
Hey, Sammy, hey. What's up with those cocksuckers in the suits not fucking realizing the fucking talent they have?
Well.
Why are they so fucking stupid?
Okay.
What?
No, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion. Keep going. I was just doing my part of like, no, I objected to it.
Those assholes, Sam, right?
Yeah. No.
What?
Adrian's showing photos of Eggplant Friday again because I brought it up. I appreciate the call, Jack. Coming up next, Eric Andre's coming in. For those of you that don't know who Eric Andre is, I get such a fucking kick out of this guy. I think he's so goddamn funny. He's like from a different era. Like, this is his show. It's the Eric Andre show. He's got a new show on FXX, and we'll talk about that, and that's the show he's promoting. But the show that I know him from, and a lot of people know him from, is the Eric Andre show, which is on Adult Swim. And I don't really like most of what's on Adult Swim. The whole, like, stoner adult cartoon thing, I was never really into it. I can't get into cartoons. The absurdity, most of it, I don't like. I think it's repetitive and boring and like, okay, I got it. It all feels like Family Guy to me, which, I've been over for 10 years. But this Eric Andre show, I was watching a whole bunch of episodes of it, one after the other last night, in tears laughing. It's a 15-minute talk show. It's on Adult Swim, and he just fucks with people the whole time. He has guests on that are real celebrities that he fucks with. He goes out and does man on the street bits, and he's fucking with people. I want to play you a couple clips just to familiarize yourself with who this guy is. His sidekick is Hannibal Buress. You guys got to know Hannibal Buress by now. He's the comedian that he did the bit about Bill Cosby that started this whole Bill Cosby mess. But Hannibal Buress is one of the funniest goddamn comedians working right now. And he's like the Ed McMahon on this Eric Andre show. He sits on the couch next to Eric, but the couch is only big enough for one person. So whenever a guest is on, he just awkwardly stands next to him. Sometimes he's got a didgeridoo, sometimes he's got a sandwich, but he's just standing there next to the guest. They had Lauren Conrad, LC, I guess she's from like Laguna Beach or one of those MTV shows, one of those reality shows. And I don't know what she was on promoting. She definitely did not get that message out. But listen to a brief moment from the Lauren Conrad interview on the Eric Andre show.
I feel like I just saw on TV.
That sound was him trying to get his mug off his desk. He had a mug like all talk show hosts do, but he super glued the mug to his desk. So while Lauren was talking, he was struggling to get it off the desk. And when he finally broke it off, he spilled water all over himself. It was great. And then nobody acknowledged it.
I feel like I just saw on TV.
You listen to Waka Flocka at all?
Is that a band or a song?
That's a man.
Yeah, no, I think I do.
Yeah?
Do they say like Waka Flocka?
Yeah. Flocka!
Yeah.
Flocka. I go hard, nigga. Stankin' nigga. What the you thinking, nigga?
We're off the books.
Okay.
So she's just sitting there awkwardly while Hannibal Buress is reciting all these words to the song. And then that sound you heard was him glaring at her. She's eye to eye with him. And he just takes a pair of scissors and cuts the microphone cable and then starts drawing lipstick all over his face. It's the most uncomfortable talk show you've ever heard in your life. He did another bit where he shows a focus group an episode of his show that's just the most bizarre thing you've ever seen. And then he goes in, you know how when you do a focus group, it's like 4 or 5 people at a table. And then there's a glass room within the room where people can monitor what those people are talking about. So the focus group is sitting at the table, and he enters the glass room as if he doesn't realize that his microphone is on, and the focus group can hear exactly what he's saying.
What's that? What was that? I don't know.
It was weird because he said he couldn't be seen, but how could he not be seen? He goes, just do whatever you want because I'm not seen, but obviously he is seen.
Fundamentally, basically, as far as the Bird Up segment is basically this. The idea of him saying that he couldn't be seen was that as far as when the segment is completed, at post-editing and stuff, essentially they're probably going to either add on other graphics or stuff or make him invisible, whichever.
But don't you think that was the finished product? Why would they show us something that isn't the finished product?
Focus group. Give me a goddamn break. They should focus on their own assholes. God, look at that black dude. Look at his lips. I want to suck on his tongue like it's a dick. Whoa! I need to everyone in that room. Oh.
And they're all just staring at him like, why is he saying these awful, awful things? Well, he's got a ton of episodes online if you haven't seen him, but he's coming up next on the show. Mike Cannon is going to be on in a little bit, but first, when we come back, Eric Andre is going to be here. We're going to talk about all the fucked up shit that he's done on this TV show of his and everything he's working on now. Stay tuned. Sam Roberts Show will be right back.
Sam Roberts, Friday Show will be right back. Right back. Right back.
Join the Ron and Fez Show as the worlds of comedy and football collide.
Ron and Fez presents the funniest people on the planet make the funniest predictions in the universe for football's biggest
biggest game of the year. Don't place your bets until you hear what these 29 expert comedians have to say about the big game on Sunday.
It's a parade of comedy and knowledge as Ron and Fez presents the funniest people on the planet make the funniest predictions in the universe for football's biggest game of the year.
Today, 9 p.m. East.
On Opie Radio, Sirius 206 XM 103.
The Opie Radio universe is expanding. Funny, smart, and no holds barred. The new Friday nights on Opie Radio. 6 p.m. Eastern. It's the Decade of Dominance All Request Show.
Nice. Let the fun begin.
Then at 11 p.m. Eastern, the top comedians in the country are unmasked with Ron Bennington.
Like the perfect amount of talent. Yeah.
Fridays only on Opie Radio. Sirius 206, XM 103, or whenever you want on the Sirius XM app or at SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
Hey, it's Kayla. I am your afternoon DJ on Octane, where we play pure hard rock. It's harder and harder to find heavy bands on the radio. Octane, this is all we do. From the bands that have been around, like Disturbed, Godsmack, and Korn, to more emerging artists like Nothing More or Like a Storm. Everyone here on Octane gets out to shows. We're constantly looking for new hard rock. Come hang with us. Octane, Channel 37, and on the SiriusXM app.
Warning, if you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station. Because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it's faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. is available to settle your debt too. You may reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-641-9227. That's 1-800-641-9227. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227.
You can make this Valentine's Day one that you'll both never forget with this amazing offer from AdamandEve.com. Through Valentine's Day, you'll receive 50% off just about any item. Just go to AdamandEve.com and you'll find over 18,000 adult entertainment products, including toys, lingerie, and a seemingly endless selection of adult DVDs. And there's more. With every order, you'll receive our romance kit free. Our romance kit includes a toy for him, a special massager for her, and a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, a free adult DVD to put you in the mood. And that's not all. Oh no. We'll also throw in free shipping on your entire order. So check out AdamandEve.com today for this special Valentine's offer. Get 50% off one item, a free romance kit, and free shipping when you enter offer code DOLL. D-O-L-L. That's DOLL at AdamandEve.com.
Hey guys, it's your cigar loving pal, Tommy Z-Man from FamousSmoke.com. And I'm here to make sure that you have a deliciously smoky new year with a 2-part deal for you that is insane. Now, just because the holidays are over, it doesn't mean the cigar smoking stops. And Famous has got your back. So we're going to make it easy on your wallet by giving you 10% of your hard-earned cash back when you order $75 or more. Just go to the radio page at FamousSmoke.com now and click the Talk Radio button. But part 2 of this deal gets a whole lot better. We're featuring a bunch of premium cigar samplers on the page. If you purchase one now, your entire order ships for free. Guys, we're talking 10% cash back and free shipping on your favorite cigars. This is just the kind of post-holiday cheer that every cigar smoker needs. Famous has the world's best cigar brands at the lowest prices. But this offer won't last long. The time to click is now at FamousSmoke.com. That's FamousSmoke.com.
John, a small business owner, was forced to compromise.
I am so ashamed.
Don't be, John. You were pushed into buying PDF software that didn't meet your business needs. But now, with new Nuance Power PDF, you can accurately convert, combine, and edit all your documents with ease. And you pay a price that is uninflated. How do you feel now, John?
I am John. Uncompromised.
Try it free now at nuance.com/powerpdf. PDF uncompromised.
This is Opie Radio on Sirius XM.
Super Bowl 49 is fast approaching, and SiriusXM NFL Radio is bringing all the action from Phoenix directly to you.
It's a tremendous honor, and I'm really excited about it.
Tune in all day long as some of the biggest stars in the NFL from past and present swing by our set on Radio Row, including Cam Newton, Roger Staubach, and Jimmy Graham, as they give you their prediction for who's going to win Super Bowl 49. Tune in all day today to your Super Bowl source, SiriusXM NFL Radio, Channel 88.
Dennis does this. He does it all day, every day, because it's his shop, and he's really good at it. Last year, Dennis decided if he had one of these, don't ask me what it is, he could grow his business. He just needed the extra working capital until his new equipment started translating into more sales. So instead of spending time away from what he's good at, he called Can Capital, because that's what they're good at. The process was fast and easy. Can Capital approved Dennis's application for the working capital he needed. Can Capital has helped fund small businesses over 139,000 times. A 10-minute call is often all it takes to find out how much your business may qualify for, so you can spend your time doing what you do best, like turning this into this. Call a funding specialist at Can Capital today at 877-529-7046. That's 877-529-7046. Or go online at pickcancapital.com. That's pickcancapital.com.
This is a special notice to consumers who owe back taxes to the IRS. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing during the decline in the U.S. economy, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. In some cases, this may even result in back taxes being reduced. An open phone line has been established by National Tax Relief for consumers to call and see if they qualify. To ensure your financial stability during this decline in the economy, take down this number, 800-429-3639. That's 800-429-3639. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and can't afford to pay them back, there's no need to fear anymore. You may qualify for a program that could settle your delinquent tax problems and in some cases save you money. For your free information and to see if you qualify, call National Tax Relief at 800-429-3639. That's 800-429-3639. 800-429-3639.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-353-9057. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-353-9057. That's 800-353-9057. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-353-9057. 800-353-9057.
Do you want to learn how to mask your identity to browse inappropriate websites and stream media while at the office?
Well, we can't help you with that. But among the many IT problems we solve, Barracuda's web security solutions keep online activity clean and ensure internet bandwidth performance. Reclaim your network, like 150,000 other businesses already have. To learn more about preventing web-based threats, visit barracuda.com/web.
Sam Roberts' Friday Show is back.
Jim, where you at?
Welcome back to Sam Roberts Show. That sound can only mean one thing.
What's up, you fucking hunk?
Eric Andre is enjoying some food for himself.
I thought this was going to be the Sam Watterson show, the dude from Law and Order.
That's why he had all this food. You know, this is
I was like, I'm in for the long haul.
We were just on Opie
show.
You
fucking have worked on porn. You just have a porn American History X kind of vibe.
Adrian's
you ever curb anybody?
Right curb stomp.
You ever curb anybody?
We were just talking like this week on the morning show about how some black guys will not eat watermelon or chicken wings or anything like that in public.
I told Kevin, my publicist behind me. Mm-hmm. He goes, "What is your order?" It was like egg whites, chicken wings and watermelon. I was like, I'm a really health conscious black dude.
Yeah, because why get the egg whites? Why not just get a yolk?
Let me tell you something about both fried chicken and watermelon. They're fucking delicious.
You don't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me.
Oh.
But why do you go for egg whites then?
I got high cholesterol.
Oh, so you're watching that, but everything else is fine.
I actually just, chicken wings are, as long as they're not fried, I think they're okay, right?
Those are fried.
Huh?
It's breaded and fried, what you're eating right now.
Dude, what am I, a doctor? Cut me some slack, bro.
I'm glad that you're here because this morning a tweet went out. I said on the morning show that you were going to be here today, earlier this morning.
Yep.
And then a tweet went out with some fan said something about you being ugly and now you're going to invade her radio.
Oh, yeah.
And you immediately responded of just like, you're also very ugly yourself.
No, I wrote back, oh, yeah, you're a real looker yourself.
But it was
And then she wrote back right away, I love you. I was like, you really 180'd emotionally since you found out I was paying attention to my tweet.
Yeah, exactly. And the minute that you responded to her, she started acting like, oh, we're just friends here and I love you.
Tweet, they don't think you're a human being. They think they're just talking to a robot.
Right.
And then once you respond with human emotion, then they all get polite.
Yeah.
The id goes away. Their consciousness speaks to them. I don't know. I think if you hate on somebody, you got to commit.
Of course. You just got to keep, like, if you hate somebody and you start going after them and they come back at you, just start shitting on them more.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Bring it.
Do you get a lot, do you get in Twitter arguments?
I get in Twitter arguments because they're kind of pointless, but like I'll get in, I usually retweet my haters.
Yeah.
And then once in a while, somebody's like, you're ugly. I'll look at their profile and they're like hideous, zit face, pockmarked. I'm like, you ain't exactly George Clooney, dude.
Yeah, I have to stop myself on, first of all, it's all dudes that are saying you're ugly.
Yeah.
And on a regular basis, I instantly find their Instagram and start going through. And I'd say at least once to twice a week, I have to stop myself from insulting their ugly kids. Because like, there's photos of their kids, and they usually have ugly children because they're ugly people.
You're ugly. You produced ugly. You know,
it's the way the world works.
We ain't Denzel Washington, buddy.
Right. Do you get a lot of?
But Denzel Washington actually hate tweets me all the time.
He does,
He's
right?
like, you ugly piece of shit. Well, that's the truth, though, because like that's not the truth. But I mean, if you think about it. The guys who are actually hunks, they're not like, you're ugly. They're not calling people ugly. They're like satisfied and fulfilled as humans emotionally and
spiritually. They're not really worried about anything else. They're just super excited to be hunky.
Yeah.
Which is a term that I'm glad you've brought back. Now, by the way, this is Spencer who got you all this food.
Thank you. I'm chowing down.
So excited about it.
You got me a Thanksgiving feast.
Do you get a lot of hate tweets?
I get enough.
And see, because what you do...
I get death threats.
Do you?
Yeah.
When you first started getting death threats, did you take them seriously?
Yeah, you got to go to the police.
You do?
Because it's illegal, yeah. We had to tell Adult Swim and Turner Security, and you had to go to the cops. And
did you get scared by it?
Yeah, fun. It's a little scary. There's so many school shooter type kids.
Exactly. Because now it's like there's this weird thing of this could actually happen. It's way easier to get guns and explosives than it used to be. And people care about the dumbest shit now that they would actually go that far.
They're like, you made a joke I didn't like. You deserve to die.
Well, the stuff that you like your brand of humor, I would say, is targeted towards
school shooters
and getting them upset.
I'm like, what's the deal with school shooters?
Does it make you sit there and be like, you know what? I'm gonna maybe try to annoy less people next season or next time?
All.
It doesn't.
Not at all.
It doesn't touch your.
It fuels me.
It does.
Fuels me, yeah.
Because, I mean, I think one of your biggest strengths is, your lack of giving a fuck. When you're performing, it doesn't feel to me...
I'm in a heightened state of consciousness.
You are.
Off stage, though, I'm very neurotic and anxiety-ridden and constantly worrying about the show and my performance and stuff like that.
Do you get guilty? Like, if you're just trying to do something to be funny, and you end up saying something or doing something to somebody that they're like... that hurt me. I don't like that you did that to me or said that about me. Do you feel guilty about it when you're not on stage?
Yeah. For me, being offensive isn't funny. It's like being funny is funny. It's not hard to be, but being mean isn't funny.
Right.
It's easy. Anybody can be mean. That doesn't make, comedians would be out of a job if all you had to do was be mean to be funny because anybody can be mean. But, so sometimes, you're trying to be edgy and go right up to the line, but sometimes you cross the line doing it, experimenting it. Like, if that stuff doesn't make it to air, but I've seen things I've said in interviews in the heat of the moment. I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. But,
because you can go back on, if it's your show, you can go back and just, I'm not comfortable with that. We're going to edit that out.
Yeah, I mean, we shoot our interviews for like an hour and a half sometimes, and we use like 2 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I watched, like, how do you do that, though? I would think, like, you don't get in love with the hour?
No, I hate the hour. I can't watch the raw footage. I have to have the editors meddle with it a little bit before I see it, or I'll be really bummed out. And you could look at an hour and be like, this is horrific, nothing's in there, but they'll pick out those 2 golden moments out of that hour.
So that's how you do it. Like, do you plan a lot before you go into the hour, or are you just sitting there like, we'll have an hour, I'm going to figure out how to fuck with this person?
A little bit of both. Like, we have like certain gags. Like, we interview this porn star, Asa Akira, and we had a Teamster like fall from the rafters and bash to my desk mid-interview. Like, that was planned. She didn't know it was going to happen. It was a prank. But that's planned. But then I'm also, just riffing, and I'm in the moment. Just like you got some stuff prepared, but like
you figured out as you go. Like, this is working right now.
Yeah, it's a combination of being in the moment and spontaneous, and then having your planned stuff to fall back on.
I mean, I think one of the funnest parts of the show is like figuring out who gets it, who doesn't, who did you actually work with ahead of time. Like, if you have a Jimmy Kimmel on the show,
we don't work with anybody ahead of time. We're trying to rush them in and out of there.
So you just kind of rush them in, then sit them down for an hour, though.
Yeah.
Is the studio hot for every guest, or do you just turn the heat
boiling?
Up? Always.
We are in the cheapest studio in North Hollywood, and they built their AC. Most studios, they build their ACs so that they can run and they don't affect sound. They're like soundproofed. Mm-hmm. Not ours. Our AC unit is inside the studio, so the engine is just like, and it ruins sound, so we have to cut the AC while we're rolling, and we roll for an hour and a half straight, and it just gets hotter and hotter.
So that's not a gag. That's like, you're not doing that to make people feel uncomfortable. You just have a shitty studio.
Yeah, we just have a shitty studio. I'm boiling. I'm drenched in sweat. Hannibal is sweating.
But that's your commitment to the performance, because you'll destroy the set every single week in a new open, but you won't spend money to renovate like where the air conditioning is. Like,
I mean, we use the cheapest materials ever too. So.
Yeah, the cardboard desk. The one show when Tyler the Creator was on and he tipped over the desk, I was sure that the desk would have shattered by then, because it's made out of like cardboard,
made out of paper mache.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Eric Andre, he's got a show that is in reruns right now. This current season's over. It's called The Eric Andre Show on Adult Swim. And he's also got a scripted show with Jay Baruchel. I'm pronouncing his name right? I love that dude. Called Man Seeking Woman on FXX. It's on Wednesdays. Jay was in... he was in Undeclared way back when, but, you probably saw him in This Is the End and all these movies. Knocked Up. Yeah, he's all
that Judd Apatow shit.
Is it difficult, because your whole talk show, and that's kind of what I feel like put you over biggest, is totally absurd, and people who don't necessarily understand what you're doing could not trust you to actually perform in a legitimate way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you're doing the show, like, is there any part of you
I got more shit for... I did this, Anthony Jeselnik show. I threw firecrackers at TJ Miller on Anthony Jeselnik's show. I got more trouble for that than anything I've done on my show. I think, like, my show is just so crazy from beginning to end.
Right.
It just looks like one giant crazy blob of noise to people. So,
who do you like having on more? The people who get it? Like the comedians, or the people who just don't?
Are totally out of their element. The less they know about the show, the way better the interview.
I mean, I think my favorite interview that's been on your show is when you had a guy from One Tree Hill on.
Yeah.
And you just started reading tweets, which I think were made up.
Totally made up.
That were just saying, so-and-so says you're a complete piece of shit. What do you say to that?
I go, there's people talking shit about you on the internet. And he goes, perfect. I'm like, there's people calling you Stephen Coletti, the human piece of shit. Coletti is dog crap. He's human feces. I'm just like ripping different like boops.
And you're going for like minutes.
I went for a long time. We also had this part that we cut out just because we didn't have time.
Yeah.
I had a loaded gun under my desk in that whole interview. It had blanks in it, but like just as loud as regular bullets.
Right.
And like mid-interview, I'm talking to him, and then I go, "Oh man, there's a lot of flies in the studio." And we just didn't have time for it. But
how do you
he
not
was
have time?
freaked out.
Is there a specific amount of time you have?
Yeah,
episodes...
we're a quarter-hour show. It's a 15-minute show.
Oh, because I watch them online, so they're all kind of like within 10 to 12 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's 11:15 is the longest we can be.
So do you ever say, like, we got, including the man on the street stuff, we have about 6 hours of footage per episode. Yeah. Maybe we extend it?
No, it's the perfect capsule of time, because there are, when we get the early cuts in from the editors, they're like 17, 18 minutes long, and they just don't feel right. It really, that having that like quarter-hour runtime really makes sure you only get the best of the best material in there.
Yeah.
It forces you to kill your darlings and get the best of the best material in there.
But it's also like, I'm thinking, especially with the man on the street stuff, that some of it is like so intricate, but you only get 20 seconds out of it, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like what they did Hannibal Buress is on the show with you. It's like the perfect compliment.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
they did this bit where they got a cop car. So first of all, the amount of government uniforms that you guys get for your show is like, I thought that was illegal to go around impersonating.
It's barely legal.
Right.
I think the legal call is if people feel as if they're in danger, you have to stop the bit. But as long as it's not a bit where, like, I couldn't dress up like a cop and run up to somebody and take out my gun and be like, "Freeze, I'm gonna fucking murder you."
Right.
Like, that's not a bit we can do.
Right.
But as long as I'm like some like incompetent cop or is like incapacitated in some way. We did this bit last year where I dressed up like a cop, hidden camera, dressed up like a cop. We went up to Harlem. I handcuffed myself around a light post and I dropped my pants. So like in my underwear, and I was like, "Can somebody help me, please?" And they're like, "How did you end up like that?" I'm like, "Ma'am, it's a long story. Can you please pick up my pants?" And obviously people didn't feel like they were in danger, so we could get away with a bit.
Right. Well, yeah, because the cop had his handcuffs and his pants down, so it didn't matter. Yeah. But you don't mind upsetting people, whether it's a celebrity who's on your show. Like, I feel like on some level, whenever I have somebody on the show, they leave and you kind of go, "Oh, I hope they liked me. Like, I hope they had a good time." Yeah. I hope you have to get into this zone where you're like, this is it could be a cool person, could not be a cool person, but I don't care if they're friends with me when this is over. I'm just doing this for the 4 minutes of television on Adult Swim that it will be.
Yeah, well, I want to. The show, my persona on the show, I'm setting out to be the most inept talk show host of all time. So it's not so much. I hope they realize afterwards that I was like purposely incompetent. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I wasn't. It's not
that they get the joke.
Me. That they get the joke afterwards. During, I want them to be going through.
Do you think
hell.
most of them get the joke by the end of it? I
think so. I hope so. But like.
Did the one Trio guy understand what you were doing?
He got out of there so fast. He was like, "Feet don't fail me now," and he just like beelined out of there.
Right, because like guys like that, and you had Lauren Conrad who walked off the show.
Pissed. She was
pissed. Because in the middle of the interview you vomited on your desk and then ate it.
Yeah.
So she
didn't think that was so funny.
That would upset her.
Yeah, that upset my mom too, and my sister.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Most people, it's kind of pretty upsetting.
But you staged a kidnapping on the show, and this was a man on the street bit where you literally hired a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming, and it was a real baby.
It was her son. Yep.
And you grabbed the baby and put it in a van and drove away.
Drove off. Yes, this guy jumped in front of the van. We didn't catch it on camera, but. Yeah, it's pretty stressful staging a kidnapping, hidden camera kidnapping.
Because you're doing things where people want to kill you. Like, you're not going anywhere, and you're like, "Yes, I am. I'm taking this baby, and I'm leaving." And you don't, on camera anyway, you really don't drop character.
No. Yeah, that was a stressful one to produce. But thank God my producer Josh just jumps out and he's like, "We're filming we have the little slate. We're filming a thing after we're done.
It's comedy. It's comedy.
But people are really upset. I think people were most upset. I did this one where I had a suitcase with, we hired this contortionist woman to hide in this suitcase, so her fingers and her hair were coming out of the suitcase, and I was like beating the suitcase. I was like, shut up, don't say anything. And people were like, then New Yorkers came together to
stop you.
To stop this lunatic.
It's a very dark show.
It's kind of a dark show. It's like a David Lynch kind of comedy.
Yeah, it really is. And like a lot of the sort of weird camera stuff that you do, and you do it on Man Seeking Woman as well, with the just weird faces that are like ugly and in strange spots, and like it's very. I mean, it's dark and it's uncomfortable. It's immediately discerning to watch.
Yeah.
And that's the intention, I guess.
Yeah.
Like you just want this to like. It's not just comedy; it's fucked up. You know. Did you?
We were like big G.G. Allen fans at the show. We like G.G. Allen and like John Waters. So
right.
That's so those are comedic influences.
So eating shit is something that you guys are like, whatever we can do to get as close to eating feces as possible. So when Pauly D from the Jersey Shore was on your show, the bit was that you had a body double come out halfway through the interview. You introduced your next guest, Pauly D, and it was somebody who didn't even look like him, just had a bad Pauly D wig on. But then a body double for you came out, and a body double for Hannibal.
Andy Samberg was my double, and Lupe Fiasco was Hannibal's double.
So, but you get to a point where Pauly D's still trying to have a good time. But I feel like the moment you lost him is when you took down your pants and underwear and started shaking.
It's my old go-to.
And
when a bit's not working, take out your dick.
Take out your dick and start shouting, I was born a woman. I was born a woman.
I was born a woman. Oh, yeah, I gave him the mangina.
Yeah.
I was born a woman. Sandberg didn't enjoy me, though.
No, he didn't. Sandberg was like, okay, I still got some Lorne Michaels stuff going on. I don't think I'm going to...
Yeah, I think he made the right move.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's doing really well. But Lorne Michaels is a producer on Man Seeking Woman, right?
Right.
So, do you have a relationship with Lorne Michaels, or is it more just one of
me
many
and
projects?
Lauren, we get breakfast every morning.
You do.
We figure out, we strategize, what our day is going to be like. No, not really. I mean, the man is very successful, and he's got his hands in a lot of pots.
Yeah.
But he's
not a bad person to be associated with.
Not a bad person to be associated with. He is it's his production company that makes the show, Broadway Video. Yeah.
Did you ever want to do SNL?
I did back in the day before Eric Andre's show. Yeah, I sent a couple of audition tapes out there.
I worry that some of your ideas for skits would not have made the air.
Probably not.
Probably not.
I think I have a little more freedom on Eric Andre's show.
How did you pitch that? Like, how do you get to be the guy to do that show? Because I think if anybody's angry about it, I feel like people think that when they see you doing that stuff, they're like, well, I could do that. If they just let me have a show, I could do that.
Sure. So, no, I'm not stopping you.
Right,
I would tell people to go for it.
So how did you end up pitching that show, getting that show? How did you end up in that position?
I knew it wouldn't... I knew I couldn't just go into a room and pitch it or give somebody a script and they'd understand it. So me and the two guys I direct the show with and Hannibal, we rented out this little like abandoned bodega in like Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And we shot like a little 7-minute sizzle reel of the show. Basically, like we made our own pilot. And I give it to my manager and we pass it out. It's all in the networks, and everybody passed on it.
You're a guy who's got to have like a team around him who's in the Eric Andre business. Because if you just get a manager, and you're like, here's what I got. Here's what I got to shop around.
No, even I pitched it to my manager at the beginning, and she was like, I don't quite understand what this is. So I was like, no one's going to understand what this is. I need to shoot something myself and just show it to people. And even when I did that, people still didn't understand it. So, except for Adult Swim, like every network passed on it except Adult Swim was like, this is great, let's do it.
Let's just try it.
Yeah.
And did they sign you to like a whole bunch of, or were they just like, you know what, we're just going to put it on the air and see if it works?
Well, they did like an official pilot and then, and then they picked up 10 episodes.
Are you going to do another season?
I hope so. I think so. We will, nothing as of yet.
Because it feels like,
but,
it feels like that's one of those things that, like, shows like this get into this thing where people become so aware of them, that you can't pull it off anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we're in that zone yet. It's going to be trickier, but I think there's ways around it. Also, if you think about it, think about Sacha Baron Cohen, like Borat.
Right.
Borat was huge success, right? It grossed over $100 million. He did, so super famous after that, but then he did another movie. He did Bruno.
Right.
A couple years after that.
Right.
No problem. And because he looked so different and he behaved so different as those two characters. They were so distinct. Nobody that was looking at Bruno in the face was like, hey, is that the Borat guy? I mean, some people that knew Ali G's show, but he was going to Kansas and like Bible Belt type of towns and stuff like that, or I guess the Middle East. So
as long
there's
as
a way to get around it.
As long as you look like this day to day and keep flat ironing your hair for the show. That's the character. When did you decide to flat iron? Like, you had like Cat Williams.
Yeah, I it wasn't even flat iron. I chemically straightened it. I permed it. We were joking around year after year about me doing my hair like Cat Williams for a season, and then we got to the beginning of season 3. I was like, I totally want to do it. My hair's long enough.
Right. And you just did it.
It felt luxurious.
When you go,
it's a lot of maintenance.
Do you do stand up too?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you best from the show. So when you go on stage, do people have the expectation of you're going to be the shitty guy doing the monologues on the Eric Andre show?
No, I don't. I don't know what people's expectations are. I don't think so. I think they get it.
And if people, when you come to do,
when you see Zach Galifianakis do Between Two Ferns,
right? You
know that when if you saw him do stand up, some of that would filter in that kind of like persona, but like that there's a real guy inside of that.
And what about when you do interviews like this? Do people understand that they're just having a conversation with a human being, or do they know like you're the stupid interview guy, so I'm going to try to out stupid interview you?
I don't know. I think it's case by case.
Well, here's a gun. I'm going to shoot. That's real quick.
You gave me the death threat. You were one of my first death threats.
That's right. I think when you were doing you did a bit called Bird Up.
Yeah.
Where you wore a green screen full body spandex suit, and you told everybody not to worry about you because you were going to get green screened out, and then you just humped people for the most part. But
it's the worst show on television.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But tell me if this was set up or if this was a real thing. You did one bit where you said, okay, me and this other guy, this guy you've on the show theoretically found on the street, are going to jump out of a corner and scare
Totally real.
Okay, because what happened was the two of them jumped out of a corner to scare somebody, and the guy took a gun out and shot Eric Andre to death in front of...
We almost didn't do that, but there was an ethical call where we were like, are we like sociopathic sadists for doing this? But we did it. We got this guy. We wanted like a really flamboyant guy to have like a big reaction.
Okay.
So we got like the gayest guy we could find. And, we told him, we're doing a bit called Street Goofs. We're going to jump out and surprise the next guy who walks by. But we hired the next guy that walked by. We gave him a gun full of blanks, and we put squibs on my chest.
And Street Goofs is the worst name for a
and it's like the lamest idea for a segment till we jump out around the corner and scare people is the like most creatively lazy bit of all time. So, we loaded his gun with blanks and, put squibs all over my chest, and he unloaded into my torso, and the guy thought it was real for, probably 5-6 seconds.
But what a fucking asshole you would be if you had like a Brandon Lee type mishap where we were just doing Street Goofs and we shot him to death by mistake.
I would totally deserve to die that moment.
Well, listen, one of these days, I'm sure that's going to happen, so enjoy.
One of these days.
Enjoy Eric Andre while you can now.
While I'm alive.
Yeah, you can, all the shows that we were talking about are all online, so you can find them there on Adult Swim. They're rerunning all the time, but watch Man Seeking Woman Wednesdays on FXX. Eric Andre, Jay Baruchel. It's a very, very funny show, and it's in the same kind of vein of humor.
Absurdist.
It's
acid trip.
Alarming, acid trip.
Alarming.
Dark.
Disturbing.
Yeah, it's good. It's
bothersome.
Good shit.
It's very bothersome. I'm on 2 very bothersome shows.
And it's ballsy. Because most people don't do bothersome. They try to be like, no, we want to make as many people happy
as possible. They want to be like Ryan Seacrest. I'm trying to fucking live. You feel me, Playboy?
Well, listen, I hope you heard that, Ryan Seacrest. Eric Andre, you enjoy your food.
I'm ready for you, Seacrest. I'm ready to receive you. My assholes are wide open.
All right, that's not what you do.
Yes. I want you to give me a pink sock.
Okay.
A prolapse anus.
No, I know what a pink sock is.
Here's my security detail behind me. They're going to rough you up a little bit.
And then force
I like to watch. I want Ryan Seacrest to fuck me in the ass,
right?
Pull his dick out, prolapse my anus, and then I want him to suck off my pink sock. You heard it here first.
That's right. I thought it was a physical threat, but it turned into something completely different.
I'm in love. I got Valentine's Day fever for you, Seacrest.
Thank you for being here, Eric Andre. Mike Cannon's going to be here next. Stay tuned. A lot more Sam Roberts show.
Mike Cannon!
Still to come.
That's your soundbite right there.
Sam Roberts, Friday Show. We'll be right back.
Like what you hear?
Holla.
See it, too. Treat your senses to everything that's going on with Opie and Jimmy's show on the internet. Follow at Opie and Jimmy on Twitter and Facebook.
That's terrific. Okay.
To look at what we look at.
That's a nice plug-ola.
That's Opie and Jimmy on Facebook.
Sweet.
And Opie and Jimmy on Twitter.
Sweet.
The next time we watch videos on the radio, you can watch them too.
I fucking get it, you dummy.
You may not play in the big game, but your preparations are just as grueling.
Y'all ready for this?
Lint rolling the dog hair off the couch, beer runs, and that 7-layer dip isn't going to just make itself. Get pumped with the high-energy sounds of Sirius XM's Stadium Anthems channel. Starts today at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 Pacific, through Sunday, channel 147, and the Sirius XM app.
Last Valentine's Day, Sport Clips Haircuts and Coach Love transformed a nation of hopeless men into hopeless romantics. Now, the master of XOXO is back. Visit sportclips.com and get Coach Love's game plan to totally dominate Valentine's. We're talking the do's and don'ts and tips that'll make you Cupid's MVP. Oh yeah, and you can win super cool prizes like Surface Pro 3 tablets and cash for a great night out. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy. No purchase necessary. Ends February 6th. Must be 18 or older. Subject to official rules at sportclips.com.
Enter the Sport Clips Haircuts Ultimate NASCAR Pit Crew Experience for a chance to ride shotgun with Denny Hamlin at the Auto Club Speedway in Fontana.
That's wrong and unsafe.
Okay, winners will receive our VIP package plus pit passes and an autographed helmet.
That's right.
Plus meet and greet Denny Hamlin.
Hi there.
And shift gears for Denny while riding shotgun.
No.
See the rules and enter at sportclips.com/Fontana. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy. No purchase necessary, U.S. only. Age 18 or older, ends 2/3/15, void where prohibited.
Are you suffering with hearing loss? Are you sick of people constantly complaining that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to speak up? Would you like to hear more clearly, but you don't want to wear a hearing aid that makes you look old? Then you need to try Listen Clear, a life-changing breakthrough precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. And right now you can try Listen Clear absolutely risk-free with free shipping. We'll even give you free batteries for life. So call now, 1-800-718-9653. Listen Clear is lightweight and completely hassle-free, and it's practically invisible. Call for your 100% risk-free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now, 1-800-718-9653. That's 1-800-718-9653. 1-800-718-9653.
You can make this Valentine's Day one that you'll both never forget with this amazing offer from AdamandEve.com. Through Valentine's Day, you'll receive 50% off just about any item. Just go to AdamandEve.com and you'll find over 18,000 adult entertainment products, including toys, lingerie, and a seemingly endless selection of adult DVDs. And there's more. With every order, you'll receive our romance kit free. Our romance kit includes a toy for him, a special massager for her, and a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, a free adult DVD to put you in the mood. And that's not all. Oh no. We'll also throw in free shipping on your entire order. So check out AdamandEve.com today for this special Valentine's offer. Get 50% off one item, a free romance kit, and free shipping when you enter offer code DOLL. D-O-L-L. That's DOLL at AdamandEve.com.
The nanny's become a fixture in many American families. We lead busy lives and count on our nanny to care for what's most important to us, our children. So when it's time to pay your nanny, don't trust just anyone. Sure Payroll for nannies makes paying your nanny easy, online, and accurate. Nanny taxes are paid and filed automatically. Call 844-SURE-PAY or visit surepayroll.com today and get 2 months free when you sign up by January 31st. That's SUREPayroll.com.
Sam Roberts Friday Show.
969-1969. My pal Mike Cannon.
Hey, bud.
Has stopped by. Another very funny man.
Thanks, man. Eric Andre, one of my faves.
Oh, he's so good, isn't he?
He's fantastic.
He's fearless, dude.
He is. Yeah, that's what I love. I think you touched on it. You said that he just has this I don't give a fuckness.
He gives, I like to associate and be aware of the people who give the fewest fucks in life.
Right.
I don't know if I've met anybody who gives fewer than Eric Andre.
I think one pretty close is Kurt Metzger. He's another one of my favorite comics who just gets up there and really, he just fucking rips, man. Doesn't give a fuck.
No.
I love it.
And he's successful.
Yeah, he sure is.
That's like the inspiring part of all of it. Like, these guys are doing something.
Right.
It's not that great when you meet somebody that doesn't give a fuck and it's like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm living with my mom right now. Right. I'm in between some stuff and couch surfing at the moment, and it's like, well, you should start giving a fuck.
Yeah, well,
something.
That's always the worst, where it's like, your uncle who, your dad's like, hey, he doesn't give a fuck, it's the best, but he's like the hammered asshole at the party that thinks he's way funnier than he is.
Right. I could have done stand-up.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Every one of my uncles tells me that on a daily basis. And actually, one of them, who's a retired cop, is now doing it.
How's he doing?
Okay.
My nephew, though, you should see this guy. I mean, he's fun. He's young,
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. He's a funny guy. My dad's side of the family, they are funny people, but he's the least out of them that I thought would try it.
Uh-huh.
But he's giving it a whirl.
So, do you have to have party jokes stored up? Because hey, comedian, tell me a joke.
I would. Oh, I mean, I would if I actually kept in contact with that side of the family. But
dead to me.
Yeah, no. So, ever since my career took shape, it's like, no, take a hike.
Yeah, we're all good.
Yeah,
we're all good.
I love how I'm pretending that had anything to do with it.
Yeah,
it was all my career. Just too many calls, fielding too many money requests.
It wasn't just an emotional breakdown. Right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, a lot of people. I was checking Twitter during the commercial break. People were very annoyed that Eric Andre was eating his food the whole time.
Is that right?
Yeah. He had this spread in front of him. He had a salad.
Sure. Okay.
When he's
in showbiz.
Spencer, the talent booker, he came in here with a giant bag of food and he goes, "Hey, Eric's going to get here in a couple minutes. This is his food." I was like, "All right." And so, we were going live, so I was like, we can eat on the air. I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Right.
And I think it's kind of funny because he's Eric Andre doing something very strange.
Yeah.
And I would think that at this point he doesn't want everything about him to be, oh, here comes the weird guy. Right. What kind of kooky stuff am I going to do next? But then he pulls out 7 tins of food. He pulls out chicken tenders, a salad, a thing full of watermelon pieces, and egg whites.
I mean, that goes together real well.
And I'm like, what are you doing? Just trying to consolidate all meals into one while we're doing the interview?
You know what impresses me, though? The simple fact that he had individual tins. Because as soon as you said it was Eric Andre and a bag of food, I just assumed it was just kind of mashed together.
Yeah, like it's a feeding bag. It just straps around his neck. And he's enjoying himself. But, I thought he was so fucking funny. Have you seen his show?
I have, a few times. It's great, man.
And it's a great show for binge watching because, I mean, the show's only 15 minutes with commercials.
Right.
So you can go online and they're between 10 and 12 minutes each.
That's perfect. How do you not have time for that?
I watched 9 of them last night.
Yeah?
I was just sitting there crying, laughing at him. And he brought up the thing in the interview about using the gun as a prop with blanks in it.
Right.
Half of his skits involve him getting shot or him shooting someone. And it doesn't look like a pratfall. It looks like somebody getting shot.
Yeah.
It looks like, that's what I mean when we were talking about it. It feels dark. You know what I mean?
For sure.
It's like, this is a weapon of destruction. It kills people.
Does it?
Guns? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ask him if he's worried about back issues? Because you know how Chevy Chase now has long-standing back issues, and same with who was that woman that did pratfalls as well for SNL?
Yeah, I know. That's a great question. No, I didn't ask him that, but every show, how the Simpsons have a different couch gag for every intro.
Yeah.
Every single show intros with him throwing himself through all of his set decorations. He throws himself into the wall and smashes himself through the desk and all this stuff. But it's a different one every time.
Right.
So he does it. It's not like he smashes it once and that's the intro.
Right.
It's a different intro every time, and it goes right into the show.
It's amazing.
It's smash the set, and then they really quickly bring out a new one for him while he's sitting there, and then he starts a terrible monologue.
The perks of having an $11 set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think as a comic, and I asked him about it a little bit, but I would think that doing a purposely terrible monologue on TV would be something you'd be worried about.
Yeah?
Yeah, like because you don't want people to then see you on TV and be like, well, I'm not going to see this stand-up. I'm not going to pay to see this guy. He's terrible.
Well, you know what? What's funny about that is, like, I bet his fans, for sure, and the fans of the show know the difference, but the people that just go out to comedy clubs to see quote-unquote comedy, then they have no fucking clue because nobody does their educate or informs themselves about the entertainment that they're going to watch.
Right.
So if they pull that up and they're like, what the hell did we just pay tickets for? Like, what the hell? You know, they have no idea, but anybody else, I feel like, you know.
I love that, too, you know, you talk to comics, and it's always the same thing. It's like, oh, yeah, my influences are Carlin and Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison. He cited Gigi Allen and John Waters. So it's just shit-eating.
Yeah.
Just shit-eating.
That's hilarious.
Mike Cannon is here on the Sam Roberts Show. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. Let's go to Lee in Atlanta. What's up, Lee?
Hey, can you hear me or should I come off speakerphone?
I can hear you.
I took a survey at work because, you know, we're talking about your looks. I surveyed 20 women on your looks. I showed them your picture. Would you like the results?
Yes. We were talking with Eric about how Eric and I both get called ugly by dudes on Instagram.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. And then I posted a photo of Eric and I together. So if you men can stand that much ugliness, feel free to check it out. Yeah, Lee, what were the results?
So the results were 13 cute. And of those 13 cute, 4 asked if you were Jewish and single.
Hey!
Okay.
Hey!
That's not bad.
13 out of 20?
A little shallow on their part, but not bad.
Is he Jewish?
Is he Jewish? 4 said not bad.
Okay, no, I'll take that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And 3 asked if you were from mixed parents.
But nobody said, like, ugly.
No, I had gotten not a single ugly.
Hey, there you go.
I love that they had no comment on your actual looks. They're just like, is he mixed? Because frankly, this confuses me.
Yeah. Before I make a statement on his attractiveness, what's his ethnicity?
Yeah, I want to figure out how much I'm going to be judged based on my racial profiling.
Well, I think those results are really, really strong. Make sure you inform Instagram, okay?
I will. I thank you very much for taking my call in the survey. I think you're the next feature host of The Tonight Show.
Well, thank you very much. And I appreciate, I think you're right. Because if I wasn't making a big impact, I don't think some dude would take it upon himself to survey his office mates about this face.
I like it. I think the 3D version is better than any printed out.
Is that
PDF.
what it is? People need to see the dimensions?
I feel like, that's going to be the next thing. Once this guy gets a 3D printer in his office, then that's going to switch from 13 to 18. Pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, remember when I asked you if that guy was cute? Well, I printed out a picture of his face 3D. What do you think now? Like, you're fired. Like, this is harassment.
Why, and also, why are you spending office time doing this?
Yeah. I mean, we had the 3D printer. Never mind. I did it at home. Eric in Syracuse. What's up, Eric?
Hey, Sam Roberts, professional broadcaster. Love your show, buddy. Been listening since the beginning.
And Mike Cannon.
Yeah, I got a question for you, man. There was something that Quarantine brought up on the show when I think it was Tuesday when Opie said that they were going to bring in Dan Soder and Vic Henley. Soder was kind of, Florentine kind of hesitated and he kind of gave the impression that he had some type of problem with Dan Soder and Vic Henley. I could kind of see Vic Henley, but I love him though, but I can see why Florentine may have a problem with him.
I don't know who Florentine has a problem with. Florentine's got Comedy Metal Midgets and he's got all kinds of shows. You can ask Florentine all about that, but I don't know anything about who Florentine's got a problem with.
You're the mouthpiece of this social circle, Sam.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. As far as I know, none of the comics on this show have a problem with any other comics. He said on the show he was kidding. Okay. Let's go to Edward in Buffalo.
Sam, maybe on Instagram people are calling you ugly, but I mean this with all the no homo within me. I think you're very well dressed. I like your hair, and I think you're a very attractive man. So I wouldn't let the haters hate.
I appreciate that. Haters gonna hate and
hate.
That's right. Thank you for that caller and you. And let's go to Ralphie in Ohio.
Hey, I had a question for Nick Cannon. How was it married to Mariah Carey?
What was that like, Nick?
It was pretty brutal, but mostly for the tattoo on my upper back.
Is that a mistake in hindsight?
In hindsight, yes, but I would not have this beautiful cross amalgamation currently on my upper back to show my faith and my lack of belief in divorce.
So, all's well that ends well.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. She could have been tighter.
Let's go to John in Florida.
Ah, the great primetime Sam Roberts, the second greatest broadcaster in radio.
That's right. I don't know who the first is, but we just...
Probably me, of course.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't say that, he'll kill you.
Look, I think Ron's better than me. I think Opie's better than me. I think Norton's better than me. I think Howard's better than me. Quite frankly, I think Mike Cannon's better than me. But go ahead, John.
Hey, you know, you're in that world, and when I say world, I mean the black world. What do you think about Suge Knight getting charged with murder, and will it stick?
Well, it's a good question. I appreciate you bringing this up, John. Did you hear about this, Mike Cannon?
I sure did, yeah. It sounds like super throwback Thursday for Suge Knight.
Yeah, really.
Getting involved in a goddamn murder crash.
Now, Suge Knight is somebody I'd like to see participate in Eggplant Friday.
Yeah.
I want to know what's going on with Suge Knight as well. You know about Eggplant Friday, right?
I'm assuming that's about penises because that's what I use that emoji for.
That's it.
Yeah.
How do more people not know? That very good. Very good.
But he's got to be swinging some kind of Duraflame log between those legs, right?
At this point, I feel like if he had a piece as impressive as he should, he would have stopped all the bullshit by now. And
you think
just
so?
Like sit at home with his big hog and just be satisfied.
Sure.
Like if you had a massive dick and you were like, you know, in his 40s or 50s or however old he is, wouldn't you at this point say, you know what? I fucked with Biggie. I hung with Tupac. I was the man for a while. I went to jail. Let me just sit home and have a massive dick now.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what I would do.
He probably has to have some specialized ottomans for it.
Right, that he just flings over. Otherwise, it's too much for one man to support.
Right? He seems too pissed to have a big dick. You might be right. Maybe
that's what I mean.
Maybe it's like the Michelangelo statue small.
I wouldn't, yeah, that's it.
It's just a nubby on top of this 400-pound body.
Like, I wouldn't know, but I would think that having a massive penis just gives you this level of kind of confidence and comfort in life.
Believe it or
you
not,
don't need to try that hard.
Believe it or not, you get over it after a while. Like,
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, it gave me some confidence in middle school and like somewhat in high school, but eventually you got to bring some substance to the table because you can't just walk around bottomless.
Well, it becomes this thing, and it's like, are they appreciating Mike Cannon for Mike Cannon or for, you know, the massive organ between your legs?
Yeah, and I just, you know, I don't want to be a flash in the pan. I don't want to be one of these guys that's like, wow, that's a big dick, and then the next guy with a big dick just kind of comes in and takes my spot.
Quite literally.
I want to have something to say.
Right, and that's good.
Yeah, I've
had
to develop a personality. I think that's what Suge's currently trying to do.
I get that. Well, Suge Knight, maybe you are the expert.
Yeah.
Suge Knight showed up. I think they're just saying it was a movie set. It strikes me as the movie set for the NWA movie.
I would assume so, although that trailer came out, so I figured they had wrapped.
A lot of times they do these trailers where they just film for the trailer.
Right, that's true.
It could have been that. But I would have thought that they were wrapped too, but what a pun.
Oh, boy.
What a pun.
We should just slap dicks after saying that.
Oh, well, yours could reach over here. Mine, I'd have to come around. So Suge Knight, he showed up to the movie set, I guess last night. And from what I read, Dr. Dre and Ice Cube were both there.
Yeah. And the game.
And the game.
Yeah.
Well, the game, I get being there.
Sure. He was just hanging out.
Right, he was just chilling.
That was his street corner.
Yo, you got any roles for OG? You got any spots for OG in this flick? No, game. Well, you asked yesterday. And you're not an OG, you're the game. Like
you're pretty new.
Yeah, like especially as compared to Dr. Dre.
And no one was getting LA face tattoos back then.
No one.
Yeah.
People didn't even think to put a tattoo on their face.
And this is an indie, so we don't have the budget to green screen it out.
Right. Sorry. Sorry. So Suge Knight showed up on set. Apparently, he got into an argument with somebody. And he ended up getting out of there. But on his way out, Suge Knight is, of course, he was the guy who was in charge of Death Row.
For sure.
In the early 90s. He was the West Coast centerpiece of the East Coast, West Coast rap war. He's the guy who showed up at the Source Music Awards and says, if you want to come over to a label where the producer isn't all up on the song, all up in a video, then you come to Death Row. And it was like, oh shit, shots fired.
Yep.
Because he is talking. Metaphorically.
That would come later.
At that time. Because he's talking about P. Diddy.
Right.
And so Diddy's like, oh shit, I am all up in a video. That's kind of my thing. So now Suge Knight is showing up, and obviously, and the fact that Suge Knight is one of the people that survived the East Coast, West Coast hip-hop war is beyond me. The fact that anybody died and Suge Knight is still alive.
Well, just by heart disease alone. I feel like that would have already taken its toll.
You would think by now the diabetes would have taken him out.
He hasn't felt his fingers in years.
Yeah, he's a giant of a man. But he has survived, and he showed up to the set of this NWA movie, and he got into an argument with somebody. And
was it the guy playing Suge Knight in the movie?
You ain't look like no Suge Knight. If you want to get a Suge Knight that ain't all up in the song, all up in the video. You ask me.
They're like, Suge, it's a movie. We do want him in the video.
Yeah, he needs to be in the video. We have to see. And he's still holding the cigar with one finger. I can't do my terrible Suge Knight impression without hooking the one finger.
Oh, yeah.
Because I got a cigar in my hand. All up in the song.
Got a dope, like, kind of high school ring-looking thing on your pinky finger.
And like a red bowling shirt on.
Oh, for sure.
An oversized red bowling shirt.
Is there a more intimidating image of him smoking a cigar, wearing all red in that red convertible that he used to drive around in?
I mean, when I was in middle school, high school, I was legitimately, like, when you're young, you're afraid of the boogeyman. You're afraid of a monster in your closet.
Yeah.
Like, I was in, like, 7th, 8th grade going, like, what am I going to do if I run into Suge Knight? Like, I'm legitimately, like, this is a frightening being to me.
Yeah.
If I run into Suge Knight and he says that he wants to kill me, what am I going to do?
Well, and the thing is, he's so, like, mythic that if you run into him, you almost feel like he can feel the negative thoughts you've had about him.
Right.
Like, he doesn't even need to know. You don't have to verbalize anything. He's like, oh, I see it on your face, and I'm going to plant you in a lettuce patch.
Right, and that'll be it for me.
Yeah.
And he can do that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought back then anyway. So he shows up to this movie set, and he gets in his car, and he's leaving, and on his way out, he backs up over a dude. Now, everybody's saying this dude is his friend. He's saying this dude is his friend.
Mm-hmm.
The cops say that Captain John Carina told reporters that Knight followed the men to the restaurant in a red truck and then ran them over in the parking lot shortly before 3 p.m. Compton time. PM.
Hey, in fairness, it was almost 6 p.m. in New York.
Right.
So
it would have gotten dark soon. Witnesses told the Los Angeles Times the truck hit the men, then backed over them before fleeing the scene. The incident is being investigated as a homicide. So as much as he's saying that this was an accident, I was leaving and I accidentally backed over my friend.
Right.
Everybody else is saying, no, Suge Knight showed up and ran over a man and killed him. The guy's dead now.
Yeah, the second point of contact really hurts his surprise, my bad.
Yeah.
Like, you already hit him pretty hard, and then afterwards your tires literally went over his body.
Right. Oh, fuck, I'm in reverse. This
Can't stop
goddamn
now.
truck. Yeah.
Everybody knows how I get in reverse.
Yeah, I can't. What am I going to do?
Right.
What am I going to do? The first thing that popped into my mind after they're saying this guy's dead, Suge Knight is back to killing people, whether it's an accident or on purpose, he killed a guy.
Yeah, he sure did.
Dr. Dre has got to be sitting there going, I'm a billionaire. Apple bought my headphones for $1 billion. I have $1 billion. I can't be wrapped up in this bullshit anymore. I walked away from this.
Yeah.
And Ice Cube's sitting there like, are we there yet? Are we there yet, too?
Give me a Coors Light.
Yeah, the Kevin Hart movie. He's like, I've been fucking going crazy, making family movies.
Do you think his eyebrows finally straightened out, or were they arched?
No, they were arched.
Okay.
Because he was mad. He was mad because he's like, Suge Knight is dragging me back into this bullshit. He dragging me back into some bullshit.
I like your black accent.
That's a little more content for Ice Cube.
You could have been in the most recent Annie.
Well, I could have been the girl.
Yeah.
Wear a little red dress and everything. Yeah, I mean, I just can't believe that as much work as Dr. Dre and Ice Cube have done to get out of this life. Dr. Dre is a billionaire, Ice Cube is a millionaire, doing stuff for families.
Yeah.
Suge Knight is still there. Like, he's like, I will never leave your soul.
For real, where does his income come from?
Suge
Like,
Knight's?
is he still living off the death row money? Because I assume that's still coming in on some level, but that's like residual checks. What is he getting a month? Like, sometimes $18, sometimes a lot. Like, I don't understand how he eats.
Yeah, especially because It's not like there were 150 artists on death row.
No, there are a few. I mean, he does own, I'm assuming he owns Tupac's catalog still.
I guess.
And I know he was like trying to sell Snoop Dogg to, remember Snoop Dogg came out with that awful One No Limit album?
Right, with Master P.
Yeah, and then if he used 2 G's in his name, he'd owe Death Row like $30 million.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think Suge Knight is probably doing what Suge Knight used to do. You remember, there's a classic story about Suge Knight deciding that he was owed royalties for Ice Ice Baby.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody really knows why.
Because he wrote the original Queen song.
right. Ding, ding. That was Suge Knight's ding, ding at the top. So Suge Knight showed up, and this is a true story, showed up to Vanilla Ice's hotel room and grabbed Vanilla Ice by his ankles and hung him over his balcony of the hotel, holding him by his ankles until he agreed to part with some of the royalties for the song.
Yeah.
I would assume Suge Knight is...
With 50%, right? I think it was over 50% of the royalties.
Well, at that point, it's not like Suge Knight is doing this for 12. You know what I mean?
Like
he's
I just want a slice of the pie, Ice.
Right.
I just want a little piece.
Right. How much? Half.
That is horrifying.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrifying.
He signed away the rights.
Yeah.
Vanilla Ice
why
was
wouldn't
like,
you?
So I would assume that on some level, Suge Knight is probably like, that's probably why Justin Bieber put out that apology video. Suge Knight probably found Justin Bieber, hung him out by his ankles. He's probably getting 50% of Baby O.
Oh, I'm sure.
And now Justin Bieber's having a crisis of conscience because he's gone through this.
See, what I think is I think Justin Bieber finally did mushrooms. He got too lazy and bored with weed, and I think he finally took mushrooms and realized that we're all one people, and his ego needs to fucking go down.
They're all laughing at me.
I didn't realize that bleaching my hair was a poor decision.
So you think Suge Knight's going to go back to jail?
I mean, it certainly appears that way.
He's like an old school mafia guy, though, that could intimidate a jury.
I think he's gonna flourish in jail. If he goes to jail, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, he's out now. He was in jail.
His jail is gonna look a lot like the Goodfellas scene where they're like cutting garlic with a razor blade.
Super thin and everything.
Yeah, and it dissolves in the pan. But yeah, I have a feeling he's gonna be all right.
He probably saw his buddy in the parking lot. He was like, he's kind of an asshole. And just ran him over because he's like, I gotta get back to jail.
Right.
Nobody respects me out here anymore. P. Diddy's not even all up in the video anymore. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, he has nobody to, fire verbal shots at.
Yeah.
And now he just doesn't feel like himself unless he's behind bars.
And so he's going home.
Yeah, he's like Red from Shawshank Redemption.
That's right. He's going home. Suge Knight is going home. Let's go to, actually, I'll go to you in a second. Let's go to Lisa in Philadelphia. What's up, Lisa?
Hey, Sam. Hey, Mike.
Hey.
Let me just say, Mike's like blowing up. I just left work listening to Invasion of Privacy podcast. Then I get in my car, boom, Mike's on the radio.
Oh, that's cool.
He's listening to a podcast, boom. What's Invasion of Privacy podcast?
That's my friend Kate Wolf and Joe Santagatos.
Very cool.
With two F's, Kate Wolf.
Yeah. Very funny comedian. She's a delight. She dates my best friend.
So
and they do Reiki.
My 2 cents is this guy is just old school gangster. It's about time if they can get this guy in jail, he just needs to stay in jail just because of his track record. Like,
yeah, do you think that Ice Cube and Dr. Dre are going like, Suge, we don't do this anymore. It's a fucking TMZ culture. We don't act like this in 2015.
People have iPhones.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Legit now, and grown up, and I'm just assuming this. You got the one guy doing like kid movies and 20 Jump Street. Now like the whites don't fear them anymore.
Yeah, you're right. No,
gangster.
Lisa, you're right. The whites no longer fear the blacks. There was a time,
for sure,
when the whites feared the blacks,
and we had something to do with that as well.
Now it's like I think the whites may. Now you've got Ice Cube in like 21 Jump Street, where the fact that he's an angry black man is like fun.
Right, yeah.
He's not going to really hurt anybody. It's just fun.
It's so fun to access the past.
If Suge Knight is still running people over, how is Ice Cube supposed to get these delicious roles?
Yeah.
Sam, now the third week in a row when Who Kid needed to be in your studio.
I got a call.
Conversation.
I got a call from Who Kid last night. I was in bed. It was like almost 11 o'clock. Yo, Sam, man. I was like, hey, what's up, buddy? Where are you? Because I don't know where in the world this guy ever is. He goes, I'm in Sirius, man. I was like, what? He was like, no, I got to be here all night. I thought I had a late flight tomorrow, so I was going to do the show, but I got to leave at 6 a.m. I was like, what? yeah, I got to get on a plane at 6 a.m., so I got to pre-record here all night and then get on a plane. I don't even know where you're going. Your life is insane. Who Kid has promised me that he will be here next week.
All right, well, whenever he does show up, because who knows if that's going to happen, you need to make a list of things you need to bring up to Who Kid, like hashtag Eggplant Friday, his thoughts on that.
Yeah.
And now this Suge, night thing and this bullshit. Anyway, you guys have a nice weekend.
All right, Lisa, I'll talk to you later. My main problem with Who Kid is, I want a sidekick that's not going to be all up in a song, all up in a video. And I'm like, I don't get that from Who Kid,
Yeah, he's kind of, all up in it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, Chad in New Orleans. What's up, buddy?
Hey, I was curious. I may have missed it. I guess I assumed it was the running gag, but Kevin Pollock, whatever his last name is, why does he hate you so much? Well, I've seen that blocked picture. That's what's making me ask.
Well, listen, I started the show today talking about how I felt like a major... I played something from Celebrity Skin.
Okay.
Because I felt like a celebrity in my own skin.
Beautiful.
And it wasn't because I had the opportunity to talk to Mick Foley about Winggate, although that was amazing, or his daughter Noelle, although that was amazing. It wasn't because I got to sit here and chat with Eric Andre, although that was amazing. I've been feeling like a big shot all day. And I was talking about it at the very beginning of the show, that I feel like my name is on the tip of the tongue of Hollywood.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know why?
I'm interested.
Because there is a certain actor who's been in a lot of major movies. Quite frankly, some of my favorite movies. They're not my favorite movies because
House
of him.
Arrest?
He just had... That's not one of them. He's in Casino. He was in That Thing You Do. He's in all these amazing movies. And somehow, I didn't do it on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got it done. But I am in that motherfucker's kitchen.
Yeah?
I'm talking about Kevin Pollock. Now, Kevin Pollock, and this is a war that's been going on for quite some time now. And we talked about it on Opie's show before. Last time he called into Opie's show, Sam Roberts opened his big fat mouth like Sam Roberts tends to do.
Sure.
And my parents ended up calling in, and it kind of ruined my whole momentum in that verbal altercation. My argument kind of went to shit after my parents called in to defend me.
Kevin, leave him alone.
Right.
He's our Sammy.
Well, I don't know who this Kevin Pollock is. I know who Sam is. So I came from your balls. Like, yeah, of course you know who I am. But this is how it started. Probably a year ago or more. This guy started talking shit about me out of nowhere. He's come in here before, not on my show, but on Opie's show. And he was always cool. Never said anything to me. Never said anything negative to me. I always said hi to him. He even asked me one time, Sam, how are the nuptials? Because he had heard about the wedding because he's a big fan of the radio show.
Sure.
And I thought to myself, oh, that's cool. Kevin Pollock, he cares. That's pretty interesting.
Takes note of the details.
Right. I'll go home and tell Jess, hey, Jess, you know who asked about our wedding? Kevin Pollock. And she said, who's that? And I said, well, he's a guy who's been in a whole bunch of
You know him
movies.
if you saw him.
And I go, Casino, and she's like, De Niro? I said, no, Kevin Pollock, he played the quiet guy. Okay, I'll take your word for it, but that's cool, she said. That's cool. And I said, yeah. So then out of nowhere one day, I don't even remember what show he started. He's done it on a couple podcasts.
Well, he has his own as well, right?
I guess.
Sure.
Is that the one he pretends to be Christopher Walken on?
I'm assuming.
He does it. He did it on other people's podcasts though, because it was pointed out to me, and he did it on his AMA on Reddit, and he's done it all these different places where, unsolicited, he just pipes up with the fact. He goes, "I love doing Opie's and Anthony's show." It was Opie and Anthony at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But Sam Roberts, I can't stand the sound of his voice. He makes me want to kill myself.
Wow.
He goes on Reddit. He goes, yeah, no, I love that show. But anytime Sam Roberts opens his mouth, I want to turn off my radio. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? Like, that's my response to that. Like, you're this guy who, you've done something with your, I don't know, what is it, 45 years in show business?
It certainly feels that way.
You've done something. Okay. People listen some people listen when you talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to use that opportunity to run down one of the youngsters.
I'll tell you what, though, I feel like that's more of a compliment than anything else, because if you affect somebody in such a way, be it negative or positive, that means that you literally got into his craw.
Right.
And now he can't shake you.
And wait till you hear this. So, we end up talking over the phone on the radio about it, and I told him I thought he was a fucking asshole.
Right.
Because that's what I think. And, we go back and forth a little bit. He had to admit to his assholeness. I didn't forgive it.
He bought into it.
Yeah, but he also made it seem like he was doing me a favor. And I'm like, yeah, but you could do me a favor by being like, Sam's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, you're like, Sam sucks. I'm like, well, all right, well, there are better favors you could do for me than that. If you're just doing me a favor, Kevin Pollak. So, I don't know when this happened, but I noticed it today. I haven't spoken to him since then.
Okay.
I don't really pay that much attention to what's going on with Kevin Pollak.
You're not alone.
I got a lot of shit going on, okay? You got a lot of shit going on.
For sure.
People like
Twitter.
me and you, Mike, yeah, you're tweeting. Every now and then you'll pop up on Instagram. You got a lot happening.
I do podcasts from time to time.
Right, like that chick from Philly was saying.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So I got all this stuff going on. I don't have time to watch his every move, but I do kind of get a kick as I'm scrolling through my @ mentions. Every time it feels like Kevin Pollak tweets something, somebody asks him something about me. Like, he's like, anytime he says he likes something, somebody goes, yeah, I bet you like it more than Not Sam. Oh, yeah, what do you think of Not Sam? Like, and I get a kick out of that because I know it annoys him. On New Year's, he tweeted out something like, somebody said, Happy New Year's, everybody. And somebody said, even Not Sam? And he quoted it and responded something to the effect of wanting me to die again.
Oh, that's so nice of him.
On New Year's of all days.
For sure, because why start anew when you can continue a meaningless grudge?
Right. Why start fresh? I don't even know where this is because I get under his skin. All I've done is be born and try. You
know what? On the phone call, he gave no clarity to what his issue was. It's literally the tone of your voice. That's it.
Well, he said he doesn't like the audible quality of my voice. Okay. He doesn't like what it sounds like. And
he doesn't like his own. That's why he does impressions.
Right. I don't even know what his voice sounds like. Sounds like a guy trying to sound like Christopher Walken, as far as I can hear.
I think he's the only one that does that.
Yeah, and he thinks I have a chip on my shoulder. He thinks that I haven't worked hard enough to kind of whatever, I don't know, be on the air. But it's like
he's projecting some shit onto you, huh? That is not about you.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
That is not at all.
It's like, you know how much dick I had to suck to get into casino? How many dicks have you sucked, Roberts? When I slowly started putting the pieces together, I was like, the amount that this guy is thinking about, he's mentioning me more than I'm mentioning him.
Yeah.
And he's the one with the clout. I said, this guy's in love with me.
Ooh,
that's the only possibility. This guy, Kevin Pollak, is in love with me.
Is he a verified straight man?
He's got a girlfriend.
Okay.
Well, it must be very difficult for him.
Sure.
I have sympathy for that. To live like that.
He just makes her perm her hair all the time.
Yeah. He's like, you mean like Sam Roberts? No, not like him. I find out
Samantha Robertus.
I like that he feminized the last name too. I found out today, and it was only because somebody did one of those things where they responded to one of Kevin Pollak's tweets with my name, and so I get both @ mentions. And I go, oh, that's funny, and I clicked, what's Kevin Pollak up to? What was that tweet about? That's what I want to know. What tweet? Because I always check what tweet are they replying to that they mentioned my name.
Sure.
And so I checked it, and then tweet didn't show up. And I go, what? And so I was like, well, let me just check his Twitter. Let me check in on Kevin Pollak. Blocked. I was blocked on Twitter by Kevin Pollak for no reason.
Does that mean that people then who @ you in a reply to him, does he not see that as well because he blocked you?
I don't know how it works. I don't block that many people. I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, because that sounds weird to go out of his way to block somebody who didn't initiate any...
I don't even think he followed me.
Right.
I don't know what he's blocking.
Feelings.
I guess.
Yeah.
But he wants me, and I don't know if it drives him crazy because he likes listening to the channel.
Sure.
I'm here, dude.
But
sorry, bro.
That's like people who like to sit in smoking sections still after they quit cigarettes. They need that little nicotine. I think I'm just taking that reference from Mrs. Doubtfire. But I'm saying he needed to get you out of his mind, out of his heart, because otherwise he'd be checking your timeline on a daily basis.
You think
so now he doesn't allow himself that bit. But whenever you kind of pop up on the radio, it reboils his blood, and then he jerks off with a belt around his neck.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot to do with when you're in a relationship that you know, okay, this is a good, healthy relationship. And you, I mean, unwillingly fall in love with somebody. And it happens to people.
Oh, it does, yeah.
It sucks when it happens.
Natalie Portman, I watched Garden State for a full summer. I had legitimate feelings for her.
And imagine if you had the ability to interact with her on a daily basis.
Oh, she'd be dead.
What? You would kill Natalie? What?
I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about something else.
You do remind me of the guy from that documentary about Tiffany. I think we're alone now. You do have that. Imagine if you had the ability to interact with her on a daily basis. You could easily see yourself doing something that would ruin your relationship.
For sure.
And that's not something you want to do.
I know.
Maybe he's trying to strip me out of his life completely. He insults me because he wants to convince himself, okay, he's not worth loving. He's not worth doing. And he's also lived his life as a heterosexual. So he's probably got all these feelings that he's dealing with and going, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to change my lifestyle after all this time.
Right.
I don't think this is where I lean, and I don't want to ruin my relationship, which I thought was healthy, until I realized this young radio personality has me smitten. And I don't know how it happened. So I got to start insulting him. I got to start blocking him. Mike Cannon.
That might make him like you more, though.
He's pulling my pigtails on the playground. Do you
That's
see
exactly
what's going
what
on?
I was just going to say. Good. You know what? Good for you, man. You're on the cusp.
Because, you know why I don't mention Kevin Pollak?
How come?
I don't spend that much time thinking about him. You know why? I'm not in love.
That's true.
There are people that I'm in love with.
Is that right?
That's right.
Who do we got?
My wife.
Okay.
On a level of friendship and love.
Yeah.
I love Nicole who comes in here.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say me, but that,
I mean,
right.
we're building something, but it's not there yet. It's just not. We've been away from each other for a little while, so it's not quite there.
That's true.
On some respect, distance makes the heart grow fonder, but I'm not going to say love.
Okay. I can take that, though.
But
I won't block you.
Thank you. Because we're getting there. We're building towards that love. Because I can have platonic love for another man. There's nothing wrong with that.
For sure.
And maybe that's what Kevin Pollak has. Maybe it's platonic love. It may not be a sexual thing.
May not be.
He's got to come to terms with that in a much more healthy way. I Instagrammed the photo of the message that said Kevin Pollak has blocked me. Because it really made me feel like a big shot. That it wasn't like I was tweeting him and insulting him and he blocked me. Like, that happens. That says, I understand when people block somebody. But for somebody to just annoy you so much when they're not even talking about you.
Not one bit.
That you find them on Twitter and then go out of your way to block them is like, that's next level shit.
That's beautiful.
Like, that'd be like, I'm so tired of hearing about Justin Bieber everywhere I go. I'm just going to block him just because.
Filter out the Google News.
And even if I did that, people would be like, why don't you just not follow him? Why would you just... He's not tweeting you, dude. He doesn't care about you. Why would you block him?
Yeah.
Are you in love with him?
Are you?
And I go, no. And I didn't mean to block him. So for him to be like, oh, this fucking guy who's got a weekly show on Sirius XM, he's driving me crazy. I got to block him. I got to get him out of my head. This Sam Roberts is everywhere I go.
He's 100% listening right now.
I'll bet he is, too.
Call in, Kevin. Let's talk.
I bet you're welcome to. 866-969-1969 is the phone number. And I mean, like, I'm calling it like I see it. I would reach out to Kevin and say, dude, what's the deal? If it's love, we can work this out.
Yeah.
But he blocked me on Twitter. I can't communicate with him.
You can't. You have to go through some sort of, channel.
And I don't care enough to go through a channel.
I know. Because I do, though. I feel like I should be your channel.
You can.
I kind of want to make this work.
But I'm not in love. And that could be an awkward conversation.
That's true. The jabs I've taken have 100% been in hopes of him mentioning me on his podcast.
You like that? He's like, and this fucking asshole Mike Cannon. You're like, yep, got it.
Jumped in while the water's warm.
Yeah, I can jump on this hate bandwagon. Ross in California, welcome to Sam Roberts Show.
Thanks, Sammy. First of all, I want to preface this by saying I'm Team Sam all the way.
I like that.
But at least when it first started, what was the difference between your hate, or Kevin Pollak's hatred for you, I guess, and your hatred for Pat Smear?
Well, I don't actually hate Pat Smear, and I've
That's the best name.
I've said, you know who Pat Smear is from Foo Fighters?
I don't.
He's the guy.
Is he the blonde one that kind of looks like Dave Grohl?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's Taylor. I love Taylor.
Yeah.
He's very handsome.
He is handsome.
Pat Smear, my whole thing with Pat Smear is he's got a face that I get annoyed by. I think he's very talented. He's good at what he does. But when I was a kid, he showed up in Nirvana. And I said, Nirvana's awesome. Who is this fourth guy hanging out with them? And why does he look like that? From that point on, I developed an irrational contempt for Pat Smear.
Well, did you ever date a girl that had like an overbearing Cuban father? Because that's kind of what he looks like.
With bleached hair, yes.
Yeah. That's how Kevin Pollak looks at you, though, because he loved Opie and Anthony, and then all of a sudden, here's scrawny little beautiful Sam Roberts.
Yeah, what's he doing hanging out with these guys? Maybe I'm Kevin Pollak's Pat Smear, but the way I'm handling Pat Smear is much more mature. Because I'm telling you it's irrational, I'm telling you that he's talented, and I'm telling you that I don't have real hatred for him. I'm not sitting there thinking about Pat Smear. I don't have actual contempt for him.
It's just a facial thing.
It's a facial thing. That's it.
Which that happens. You have some weird kind of irrational, something triggers in your brain that you've gone through in your past.
Right.
And you just don't like somebody.
But Pat Smear and I could easily sit down and have a conversation, and I'm sure I'd probably look at his neck when I spoke to him.
Yeah.
But we would do fine together, I think. So it's a different thing.
Is that his real name, Pat Smear?
No.
Okay. So he did it to sound like the gynecological thing?
Yeah, he was being cute.
Okay.
866-WOW-1-WOW, 866-969-1969 is the phone number to call Sam Roberts Show as we try to get to the bottom of this, what I think is love that Kevin Pollak feels in his heart for me. No, Adrian, that's okay. We don't have to get Kevin Pollak on the phone. I don't need him.
I was going to vote yes.
I don't need him.
I really want this tension to continue.
Oh, it will. Joe, what's going on, buddy?
Sam, this is not the first time that a male celebrity has been in love with you. I mean, there is the great Robert Kelly. He is definitely in love with you.
But you know what? Robert Kelly professed his love in a much healthier way. He once pinned me down and attempted to rape me.
I mean, that is healthy.
But he said it was because he loves me. He wanted, the same way Eric Andre on this show earlier said he wants Ryan Seacrest inside of him.
Yeah.
Bob Kelly said, I want to be inside of you, Sam.
Just straight up college style.
And that's why Bob Kelly and me still have a great relationship to this day. I'm going to be on his podcast this week because he's being honest with his feelings. Mm-hmm. I know where he's coming from. And if Kevin Pollak has any secret resentments that are probably built from a place of, I'm in love with Sam Roberts and I don't know what to do with those feelings.
Yeah.
That's something we can work through together, but we need to get to a place where we're both being honest. Because he doesn't.
And that's what it's all about, honesty.
Yeah.
What else are you going to do?
Right.
What do you think it's something stupid, like you didn't get him a muffin the first time he was on or something? Like
right.
he just flippantly asked you for some food and you're like,
and
fucking beat it.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Do you know who I am? Talk to an intern, bitch.
He's like, I can't stand that voice. It just sounds like rejection.
Right. That's what it was. He didn't get me a muffin. And I'm in love with him.
He didn't get me a muffin. That's my shitty impression.
That's walking. Look, I think this is like when you're in high school and you're the nerdy kid and you want to ask the hot chick to the prom, but you don't because you know she'll reject you.
Right.
And then you get mad at her for rejecting you, even though you never even asked her.
Yeah, you build up this relationship in your head.
And she's like, what's this nerd's problem? That he's pissed at me. He's never even spoken to me. And the nerd's like, yeah, but I know what she would do.
Right.
I'm the hot chick.
Oh, you are?
I'm the chick who would maybe have gone to the prom with Kevin Pollak on a lark. Who knows? He never asked.
Maybe he was thinking about inviting you to be his co-host on something, and he built up that you would reject him because how could you leave this cushy gig? And he would, and he just immediately grew resentment.
Of course I would reject him. I mean, why would I do that?
Yeah.
I actually have something building here.
For sure.
Listen, Opie, Scott Greenstein, people of SiriusXM, I've gotten an offer to be Kevin Pollak's co-host, so I'm going to be saying goodbye.
On what show? Oh, it's a podcast.
It's a podcast that Kevin Pollak hosts, and they'd be like, well, first question, who is that again? He's been in a lot of movies. I remember the movies. Usual Suspect. Kevin Spacey? No, not Kevin Spacey.
Not him.
Do you mean David Arquette? No, I don't mean David Arquette. Melvin in Pennsylvania.
Hey, Sammy, WWE wrestling expert. What's up?
That's right. Maybe he's mad at he doesn't know as much wrestling trivia as me. I don't know.
That could be.
I think it's love, though. I think he's in love with me. And it could be sexual.
There's no doubt in my mind it is.
Kevin Pollak is sexually
It's some sort of sexual repression, something that he's holding back.
I'm just bringing it out in him. Maybe he's one of the people that gentleman polled in the office.
Yeah, you have good wrists. You do show a lot of wrist, and it does come across as, like, dainty and, like, you know, I'd like it around me.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate and see, the fact that you just said that to me, and we're truthful about it, will hold back a lot of tension that could have existed between us.
Yeah.
That's something Kevin Pollak needs to learn. That if he's in love, let's, talk to me about it. I'm not just going to flat out reject you. I'm not going to...
No, you're a human that understands how emotions are, you know, they're high stakes.
I'm not going to be physically intimate with Kevin Pollak. And I know that that's probably a point of contention for him.
Yeah.
There is no possibility of
That would bum me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. But we can have a conversation about it and figure out how to both move on from this in a more healthy way.
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Would you, if he just threw this out there, would you do like some sort of plaster of Paris mold of your butthole for him to then take home to kind of get his aggression out on you? And then when you see each other, it's like, oh, you know, now you've used me, but now we can get along mentally.
Well, if I had to guess, I would say he's not after the butthole. He would probably I think he would want to make your own dildo out of my penis that he could put inside of him.
Oh, so he's the bottom.
I don't know.
Okay.
But that's just the vibe I'm getting off of the interactions that we've had. So I would think, that if it made him feel better, I would make him a Sam Roberts dildo.
See, that's where the 3D printer will come in.
Yeah. Yeah. I would take a photo and then make a 3D printer. I would do that for him.
Yeah?
Just to make everything cool again. Because I don't understand what the tension is.
I mean, if you're going that far, you're going 90, he can go 10.
That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like, will I give you my penis? No. Will I give you a reproduction of it? If it makes you feel better, I will.
For sure.
Kevin Pollak.
Veins and all.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be veins.
Yeah.
It's veiny.
I bet.
I'd get it all worked up. I'd take a couple Viagra. I'd make sure it was like...
Oh, it's a good dick.
Yo, I'd give him a real good one.
That sounds good. That sounds,
plaster.
That sounds appetizing to me.
I get that.
Yeah.
If you want one, I'll make 2 copies.
I'm in.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Melvin in Pennsylvania.
Yo, Sammy, WWE wrestling expert. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, I'm calling you just to give you some props on your radio show. It took me a little while to get used to it, but I really think your show's great, and I enjoy listening to it. It's always a pleasure.
One day, Kevin Pollak, I appreciate that very much, Melvin. One day, Kevin Pollak is going to say, you know what, Sam? I listen to a lot of radio, and because I've heard this 1,000 times. And at first, I hated your guts, but now I'm kind of into it. And I go, oh, that's cool, Kevin Pollak. I meant to tell you, go fuck yourself. How about that?
I can't wait until you're famous, like walking into a bar, people are snapping pictures, you're wearing a mink, and Kevin Pollak goes to you to apologize, and you just throw the coat over his face and give him a 5.
No, you know what I'm going to do?
Go put it away from me.
I'm going to reach out my hand for the handshake and then, woo, slick back the hair.
Psych.
Ain't going to happen, buddy. Not today.
Your hand just gets caught in your hair forever.
He's going to look like Lisa Kudrow with the paparazzi in the comeback going like, Sam, over here, over here. Sorry, I don't hear anything unless you're doing it as walking.
Right.
Let's go to Lou in Jersey. What's up, Lou?
Hey, good afternoon, fellas.
Morning, buddy. I mean, afternoon. I don't know what time it is. I'm here all hours of the day.
You look good.
Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, Team Sam all the way.
That's right.
First and foremost. My theory is the kindergarten theory. How we used to, go, be mean to the girls, but in a way, we were only being mean because, we kind of liked them.
Right.
I think that's what we got. I think he's, just shouting out the hate because he truly does believe that, he loves you. He loves you, Sammy.
He loves me. I think he does. I think at this point, there's no doubt in my mind that that's what this is
I think
about.
somewhere in his home he has a Sam dartboard, but it's not used for darts. He jerks off onto it.
Right, it's just for cum.
Yeah.
And he's coming on my face.
Yep.
Not as a way to be like, fuck you, I'm coming on your face, but it's like, oh, this feels so right.
Yeah. Oh, I wish this could be a 3D version.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to work that out. I'll get a dildo kit. And
I think it would be the best case scenario in terms of like really bridging the gap and just, showing, hey, there's no animosity on this end. Here's a gift of me.
I'm ready to heal.
I know. You seem very enlightened.
Well, I'm fine. I don't have any problem. I'm not the one obsessed with somebody.
Right.
Like, the only time Kevin Pollak's name came out of my mouth before this was, oh yeah, he's that guy. You know what I mean? Like I never said anything bad about him. I watched him in the Casino and The Thing You Do and The Usual Suspects, and he pops up in these little bit parts in all these movies.
He's on TBS quite a bit.
Yeah. So I don't have any negative feelings towards him. I was taken aback at first when he started shitting on me publicly for no reason until I sat with it for, it's probably been a year.
Yeah.
And I kind of just started putting the pieces together. And I'm more enlightened, I think, than I used to be.
You sound just, like, fresh.
Yeah. Well, because I came to the realization. And once you come to that realization, it's like, okay, we're cool. This is a guy who's in love with me.
Yeah.
And he needs to come to that on his own, and he will. He'll get there.
He'll definitely come to the thought of that.
And I'll be here. He will. And I'll be here to help him, not with my hands or mouth.
Right.
But with a
replication of your hands and mouth.
Right. That's what I'm here to do. Well, listen, we got a lot of stuff to cover. I don't want to talk about this all day long. I mean, it's gotten very, very sexy in here.
It has. I'm steaming up.
Last week, we were talking, I'm glad you're here, Mike Cannon, because you are an advocate for marijuana.
For sure.
You're a big weed guy.
Love it.
Last week on the show, I played some clips of Nancy Grace debating 2 Chainz.
Oh, too good, yeah.
Over the weed debate, weed issue. This week I have clips. Earlier this week, she had Dr. Drew on her show.
Oh, who's also anti-weed.
Not on this. Not when
Really?
Not next to Nancy Grace. He isn't.
Oh, he's changed his mind a little bit.
But
huh?
Nancy Grace is just as unlikable as you can possibly imagine. We'll get to that next here on Sam Roberts Show.
More to come on the Sam Roberts Friday Show. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. Good.
Don't wait to hear what's next in electronic dance music. Hear the top emerging EDM songs of the week as viewed on YouTube. SiriusXM and YouTube team up to bring you the YouTube EDM 15, hosted by the Chainsmokers.
We host this show because we can see the future. Also, there's a lot of complicated math involved.
The YouTube EDM 15, Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, and throughout the weekend. Exclusively on BPM Channel 51 and the SiriusXM app.
Some exclusions apply. See design consultant for details. Attention homeowners. Get window treatments the smart way, straight from the manufacturer. Stop looking for blinds, shades, shutters, curtains, or drapes in a store or online when 3-Day Blinds brings the showroom to you with custom window fashions to fit your budget. Transform a boring room and cut your utility bills with stylish, energy-saving window fashions. Whether you know exactly what you want or not quite sure, we've got the perfect selection, and you can see them right in your own home with a 3-Day Blinds design consultant who will guide you through every step of the way at no cost. At 3-Day Blinds, we'll help design, measure, and install on your schedule and budget. Window fashion is all we do, and for over 35 years and millions of custom window treatments, we've been the name people trust. Right now, through this special promotion, SiriusXM listeners can buy any custom blind, shade, drape, or curtain and get free installation. Schedule your free 3-Day Blinds in-home design consultation now. Just go to 3day115.com. 3day115.com. 3day115.com.
Warning. If you've recently declared bankruptcy, you're going to want to change the station. Because there's an alternative to bankruptcy, and it's faster than you'd ever think possible. But if you've already declared bankruptcy and have missed this opportunity, you'll want to change the station now. Here it is. Right now, the company that has resolved more credit card debt than anyone in the U.S. is available to settle your debt too. You may reduce your debt with one low monthly program payment. If you call right now, Freedom Debt Relief will show you how low your monthly program payment could be for free. Call now. 1-800-641-9227. That's 1-800-641-9227. If you're struggling with debt, this could be your answer. And the bigger your debt, the more money you could save. To find out for free how much of your hard-earned money Freedom Debt Relief could help you save, call now. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227. 1-800-641-9227.
The Johnson family had a savings account until their furnace died. The Martins had a vacation fund before their water heater quit. The Baileys have no money, and their refrigerator just broke. The truth is, it can only take one home appliance repair to bust your piggy bank. But with a home warranty from American Home Shield, you get to keep more of your hard-earned money because they pay your covered repairs for you. For valuable free information, call 1-800-921-7959. Why pour money into repairs when American Home Shield will pay covered repairs for you? Your heating, plumbing, oven, refrigerator, air conditioner, and more. Service requests are subject to a service fee for each trade call. Some exclusions and limitations apply. The choice is yours. Pay for expensive home system and appliance repairs, or let American Home Shield pay covered repairs for you. If you're sick of spending your hard-earned money on repairs, call for valuable free information, including terms, rates, and coverage. 1-800-921-7959. That's 1-800-921-7959.
Before Gerjote, New York was a fashion line, it was one woman's dream. And when her company grew and needed space in the heart of Manhattan, Regis made it happen for a fraction of the cost. With beautifully furnished offices and administrative support staff, Regis gave Gerjote the professional image she wanted and the place to make her life's work a reality. So when you're ready to start your business or take your business to the next level, Regis is there. Regis, the new way to work. Call 1-800-OFFICES now.
Sirius 206, XM 103. This is Opie Radio. Never miss any of Opie and Jim's show.
I'm really happy to be here. I've had a laugh.
Sirius XM on demand.
Yeah, that was really fun, right?
They know I love this show.
This was therapy. Thank you.
Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand.
It's awkward in here, isn't it?
Look up Sirius XM Talk and find the show.
One listen and you'll be hooked.
I used to fuck a shampoo bottle. We should have quit a minute ago. It's kind of petering out.
Opie, Jim Norton, on demand. Whenever you want, which should be a lot.
Excuse me.
Hey, it's Kayla. I am your afternoon DJ on Octane, where we play pure hard rock. It's harder and harder to find heavy bands on the radio. Octane, this is all we do. From the bands that have been around, like Disturbed, Godsmack, and Korn, to more emerging artists like Nothing More or Like a Storm. Everyone here on Octane gets out to shows. We're constantly looking for new hard rock. Come hang with us. Octane, Channel 37, and on the SiriusXM app.
Listen up. If you don't have health insurance, there are 3 things you have to know. 1. February 15th is the Obamacare deadline to apply for health coverage, and IRS tax penalties double in 2015. 2. You don't have to use exchanges like healthcare.gov. 3. Over 4 million Americans have already used eHealth.com to easily buy their health insurance plan. eHealth lets you apply for tax credits that lower the monthly cost of your health insurance in as little as 10 minutes. eHealth's website even works on a smartphone. They have more plans than healthcare.gov, and eHealth has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. eHealth's agents are licensed to answer your questions and to help you get the plan that's right for you. Best of all, eHealth is a free service. That's right, 100% free. The deadline is February 15th. Apply right now. Go to eHealth.com or call 800-231-1060. That's 800-231-1060, or go to eHealth.com.
Now a credit repair tip from creditrepair.com.
Credit tip number 1. Late payments are among the top causes of a lower credit score. But did you know that even after you pay them off, late payments remain on your credit report as a negative item that continues to hurt your score? Your credit score improves when those late payments are actually removed from your report. But it can be extremely difficult. That's why you need the credit experts at creditrepair.com. They work with both your creditors and the credit bureaus to remove questionable negative items from your report and improve your credit score.
If you're suffering from a low credit score, call creditrepair.com at 800-501-2338. And in just a few minutes, you'll know exactly what's hurting your credit score and how to improve it. For over 15 years, we've been helping thousands. So call creditrepair.com at 800-501-2338.
And a seemingly endless selection of adult DVDs. And there's more. With every order, you'll receive our romance kit free. Our romance kit includes a toy for him, a special massager for her, and a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, a free adult DVD to put you in the mood. And that's not all. Oh no. We'll also throw in free shipping on your entire order. So check out adamandeve.com today for this special Valentine's offer. Get 50% off one item, a free romance kit, and free shipping when you enter offer code DOLL. DOLL. That's DOLL at adamandeve.com.
When it comes to choosing a trucking company, choose the one that invests in its drivers and their quality of life. Trans Am Trucking equips its Kenworth trucks with refrigerators, APUs for in-cab climate control, power to charge your cell phone, run your TV and microwave, automatic transmissions, voice navigation, in-cab fifth-wheel release, and no-touch brake. At Trans Am Trucking, their drivers earn a living and enjoy life on the road. Call Trans Am Trucking at 800-370-9609 or visit transamtruck.com. To make your life on the road more livable, choose Trans Am Trucking.
Sam Roberts Friday Show is back.
Wonderfulness that this show has been. Make sure you listen to one of the replays. I think there's one late night tonight and then Sunday at noon, or get the show on demand. It'll be available right after the show. Let's talk Nancy Grace, because last week, and I was very happy, because last week I did a long bit about Nancy Grace, and I spent a long time talking about her, and I didn't know, sometimes you don't know if it's going to go over. Like, it was one of those things that I knew people were either going to love or hate, like enough, or that was hilarious, and definitely mixed. But I went to the Jim Ross, good old JR one-man show. I was hosting it right after the show last week. And as I'm in the crowd, X-Pac and JR are on the stage, and I was emceeing or whatever the Q&A, moderating the Q&A. I was in the crowd with the mic.
That's exciting.
And and while they were answering one of the questions, a guy just comes up to me on his way to the bathroom and he goes, "Hey, Nancy Grace, you tired?" I was like, "Hey, you heard the show." What? Got people talking in Sayreville, New Jersey.
Yeah, does her demographic really listen to Sirius radio?
I don't know. I don't know what her demographic is.
I think it's just grandparents who believe everything that she says and they facilitate the...
She's right. We should be outraged about this.
There's so many black dead babies.
Yeah. Why are all these babies dead?
She sucks.
Well, her new cause du jour, and she's such a fucking... vulture for whatever is going to get viewers in.
Well, she's a troll, right? I feel like she's a broadcast troll, which actually I kind of have more respect for, because aside, Twitter, you're anonymous. You can be cunty with an egg face or whatever, and no name that even can go back to you. But Nancy Grace putting her dumb, wicked witch face out there and is taking the beating.
And there's nobody that looks like Nancy Grace. I mean, that is not an attractive woman.
Now, she looks like the guy version of the bug in Men in Black. like a bug just wearing skin. That's her.
That's her.
Yeah.
So her new thing, and the reason I say, and you're right, she's a troll, is because she does not care about news.
No.
She's not there to report. She's not there to protect. All she's there to do is to get people talking, even if it's bad news. She doesn't care.
It's all editorial, right?
All of it.
And she mostly makes assumptions on things she can't possibly know about.
Exactly.
Like, when's the last time Nancy Grace has smoked weed?
I wouldn't even begin to guess.
How hilarious would it be if, that's what she does on her off time? She just puffs a little pot and it makes her giggle about her life.
Why is Roland making Jabba the Hutt faces in the other room, Travis?
He's having a thing with Adrian.
Adrian, what are we talking about?
He just started talking shit.
About who?
About me.
Oh, good. Yeah. All right, I'm okay with that.
It's been going on for 5 minutes.
But they're talking shit about each other?
Well, Roland's mostly talking shit about him.
Okay. I'm trying to pay attention to the show.
Yeah, the team is very on task.
Well, I was about to fucking take them both to task about...
Sam, my bad. I forgot there's cameras here.
I just saw him, Roland's in there with his arms, behind his back, and he's just sticking his tongue out over and over again, like Jabba the Hutt. But... I mean, if they're shitting on each other, I was about to say, what's this little show you're putting on for each other? But, I mean, if it's you guys shitting on each other, I'm kind of okay with it.
Okay.
I don't mind it. Roland, as you were. Carry on. But Nancy Grace, her cause du jour is weed, because she realizes that it's getting web hits, that people are going to talk about what a fucking asshole she is. And granted, I'm part of the problem by consistently talking about this.
For sure.
But I do find it entertaining. Yeah. And it's one of those things that if somebody's going to go on TV and say, I'm doing things specifically for people to publicly mock so they talk about it, I'll be one of the people who publicly mocks.
For sure. If she's literally working idiots into a lather, who's to say that you shouldn't do the same in the opposing?
Exactly.
Yeah, because something's got to fight it. Eventually, if they somehow spread, and then everybody's an idiot, and then weed is illegal for evs?
If anything, this is just I think a lot of people are furious at Nancy Grace. They hate that she exists.
Right.
And I want this place to be a forum for those people to know, because it's nice, because when you see Nancy Grace on TV, just seeing the fact that she has a TV show makes you believe, oh, she belongs on TV, she must have her supporters. This show, Sam Roberts' show, is here to make it clear that there's a place for you to go if you don't like Nancy Grace. We see what's going on.
You have plenty of supporters and a, kind of a leg into Hollywood right now with some detractors.
Oh, yeah.
But that's going to build also support for you.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Everything's coming up roses for me right now.
Hey, especially your cheeks. They look good.
I appreciate that, and that's why you're here.
Yeah.
You really put me in a better place, Mike. Robert in Atlanta?
Yes, Sam. How you doing, buddy?
Good, pal.
Well, I, quote, quote, work for the affiliation here, and I can tell you right now, that woman is ugly in person.
I really hope that Robert is not your real name.
No, it is not.
Okay,
I
thank
am
God.
using an identity here, yes.
Thank God.
That woman is short, fat, and without makeup on, she looks like a troll in person.
So she's one of the few trolls that actually appears to be a troll.
Oh, yes, and she walks around with sweatpants on, and they have to have a security guard because they're afraid of her.
I mean, look, and thanks, Robert. She's like the living incarnation of the movie network. Like, she's everything. Like, it doesn't matter if it's news. It doesn't matter if they love you or hate you. As long as they're talking about you, as long as they're watching, we're putting it on TV.
Yeah, she's like the male Glenn Beck, right?
Yeah.
I feel like her without makeup. You ever see that movie Witches?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like that's what she probably looks like. She just peels off a wig. She has bumps and like scabs underneath.
And she thinks children smells like dogs droppings.
Right.
Yeah. I think 100%. So she had this panel of people on her show because she wants to get the weed conversation going again because people get mad at her and then they talk about her. So this first clip, she had one of the people was Norm Kent. I don't exactly know who that is. Do you?
No.
But I guess his works in government and is a strong advocate for marijuana.
Okay.
So this was the big quote from her that came out of the interview.
I'm saying your argument is not real because you take isolated instances of aberrant behavior and try to make them standardized for all marijuana users. And once and for all, Nancy, have you no conscience? When will this stop?
I love it. First of all, he's as much a blowhard as she
Right,
is. Like,
I know.
relax, bro. But she's doing another one of those things where she looks up a story online, finds somebody on weed that killed somebody, and goes like, we're really going to make this legal. After what we read in this article, this man had eaten a marijuana cookie and then killed his wife, and that's going to be legal.
Does she just omit all the drunk driving stories and the murder-suicides
We're
brought
not
on?
talking about that, Mike. We're not talking about drunk driving. Obviously, I don't support it, but we're here to talk about something else.
When will you own up to the fact that millions and millions of Americans can light up a joint and have been since the age of Woodstock without impairing families, driving recklessly,
I was
or
really just
endangering
looking for an answer to the question, but obviously you're stoned. Let me go out to Dr. Michael Arnold.
Well, you know what Arlo Guthrie once said, in a straight world, you need to be stoned.
In Denver, Colorado. Dr. Arnold.
First of all, that guy's probably the biggest enemy that marijuana advocates have.
Yeah, he really just bummed me out.
He fucking sucked.
And also, it's like, since the Woodstock age, is that really when weed started, you fucking dummy?
You mean, it's always been my understanding that marijuana was actually invented at Woodstock.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, well, for all this time, we've liked just the music.
Also, it was a government plant.
At Woodstock.
At Woodstock, because they wanted to kill this entire group of people.
Oh.
You know, their future employment, at least. They wanted to really slow them down, have them not get any jobs. And now, weirdly enough, a lot of those people who did experiment with those drugs are anti-marijuana.
They are.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it's like, well, now I'm an adult. No,
I've grown up and I have children and I drink my bourbon and sometimes stifle the urge to hit my wife.
Right. But I wouldn't say you should legalize marijuana.
No, why would you?
Why? Matt in Winchester.
Hey, Sam, I got a question about a guest for your wrestling podcast.
Oh, hold on. Wait, hold on a second. Let me finish Nancy Grace then. I'll leave you on hold. I don't want to talk about my wrestling podcast until we're done with this. So one of the people on the panel was Dr. Drew. And I have mixed feelings about Dr. Drew.
Sure.
Yeah, he's kind of exploitative in the sense that, you know, he brings these people with obvious problems onto television and just having addicts.
But we're just showing the journey so other people understand that it's okay to go through and hit rock bottom and bounce back.
But everyone that's on that show, whether they're addicted to alcohol or pills or rock,
right,
are also addicted. And when I say rock, I mean rock music.
For sure. I thought you meant the Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah. I just love 1998 WWF. I'm addicted to... no, of course I meant rock cocaine. But they're also addicted to fame.
Yeah.
And so when you put them in an environment full of cameras, I don't see how it could be healthy.
Well, they're just addicted. There's a thing called, an addictive personality.
Right.
You're going to latch on to something that provides that rush of loss, of gains, of whatever the fuck it is. I mean, people abuse pot as much as they abuse, prescription pills or alcohol or gambling or sex or anything like that.
And prescription pills and alcohol are way worse than pot.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's been 0 deaths last year because of weed and how many people do, alcohol takeout and prescription pills. And Pfizer wants to get you hooked on 3 of them before you're dead.
And you mix them together, prescription pills and alcohol, and guess what?
Fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Until there's only one movie with the Joker in it.
Right.
That's not so fun, is it?
Oh, that just hurt my feelings.
Well, he wasn't smoking weed.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I've done prescription pills before, and they're a bummer. They're a blast initially, and then they get real bad.
Really?
Yeah, The Wolf of Wall Street is pretty accurate. Drugs are amazing until they're not.
And well, I mean, that's what people. It's like life. It's like a natural high every time, no matter what happens. If you have a high based on drugs or alcohol or just a natural life high,
sure,
it is always, without fail, matched out with an equal low.
Oh, 100%.
And you just got to be prepared for it.
Yeah. I was diagnosed ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty clear at this point. But and so I was prescribed Adderall, which I think is the devil at this point, because if I even took it as prescribed, after 5 days, I would spiral into a violent depression.
Really?
Like violent depression, where it's like, oh my God, my serotonin levels were spiked so high throughout the week, and my focus was so good that if I took, even a minute off, it was like, well, nope, feeling
Crash.
lower than low.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever
awful.
thought about suicide?
Yeah, on
that, right?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I mean, that's just the feelings that pop into your head.
100%. And it's, when you're of rational mind, you can kind of weed that out and understand that, like, okay, I'm feeling this because of that. It's like, so it's never a realistic thing.
But you have to be strong enough mentally to be like, okay, I'm in a fucked up place right now, but it's because of this and it's temporary.
Yeah, pull it back. What's different about my life this week than last week? Oh, that's right. I took a hardcore pharmaceutical.
But you're cool on weed.
Yeah. It's one of the only things that balances me out.
Well, then how do you explain the dead baby?
Well, when you blow enough hits into a baby's face, eventually their poor little lungs can't take it.
Well, listen to her start the debate with Dr. Drew, who you said has been anti-marijuana.
Yeah.
When you hear a story like...
She just did the thing that you did. When you hear... When you hear a story like this, where the guy is high on a legal marijuana cookie, how can you continue to insist that pot be legalized? And I'm not talking about medical marijuana. So don't start up with that. I'm talking about recreational marijuana.
Well, the story I agree with Norm, actually, believe it or not. The story you dragged out about the man eating the marijuana cookie could just as easily be a drug withdrawal syndrome from the prescription drugs he was taking. In fact, the cannabis may have just been incidental. Now, I'm not saying cannabis is not associated with psychotic episodes. I'm not saying that the forensic pathologist is not right. There are human consequences from this drug. But that has nothing to do with the argument about whether it should be legal or illegal. It's just the facts about the relationship with the drug.
Dr. Drew.
Nancy.
Isn't it amazing how everybody, like Dr. Drew seems like a pretty soft-spoken guy from everything that I've watched him on, but even he feels the need to talk so quickly and loudly just to get his point across from that dumb clam interjecting.
And it's like she's setting up this thing where Dr. Drew's like, actually, my opinion is a little different, and here's why. And she's like, Dr. Drew, wait just a minute. And it's like... Why do you have to? It's just cunty.
That's how hot girl hecklers act in comedy clubs. Like if they say something and you smash them and you just want to build on that, they're still, no. They don't have anything intelligent to rebut, but they will just interrupt until you're frustrated enough to call them the C word, and then your entire argument is moot.
Right, because it's like, well, if you're going to say that, I'm not even going to have this conversation.
Exactly.
You are obviously have lost it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And you're like...
Well, I guess, yeah, I did. I lost the argument.
Right, you drove me to the point of insanity. Congratulations.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever watched that Celebrity Rehab where Eric Roberts, Julia Roberts' brother, went in for marijuana? And he's like just in there, like kind of just reading the paper, wearing robes, like having his coffee. Everybody else is tremoring around him. He's like, yeah, no withdrawal symptoms, feeling pretty good.
Tough though, huh? Am I right? Thanks, Eric Roberts.
It's just hilarious. It's not even the fact that it's a Schedule 1 narcotic up there with heroin is the most insane thing I've ever.
Eric Roberts is just sitting there going, yeah, I'm addicted to weed. This is going to be on TV, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, this helped
very
me get
addicted.
into the next platoon.
One more clip. This is Dr. Drew gets into it, and you would think I kind of have Dr. Drew's been doing it for so long, and there's so little dirt on him that I kind of believe that his intentions might be in a decent place.
Okay.
Possibly.
Maybe.
I
think he's like any other doctor, though. I'm sure he gets, his perks from certain companies, and I'm sure he likes those perks, and, he
gets his cut.
Yeah, no fault to him, but, in the past, he has come out against marijuana and said that it leads to certain things. It's a gateway drug, which, like I said, I don't believe that. I think it's just people have addict personalities, and that takes them to wherever is available.
Right.
Yeah.
I really appreciate Dr. on call. I do. I'm a big fan. But you're in our house now. All right? So you can't just throw...
All he did was disagree.
Yeah.
You're in our house.
You can't be coming in with your opinions and your facts based on your doctorate, which I do not have.
Yeah. I've been on TV, though. Okay?
Throw out a fact
you don't get to talk.
Okay, Norm, just try to get it out of your system so I can address Drew on this. Dr. Drew, you can't just throw out a fact unless you have backup for it. Now, do you have any evidence that this man that just guns down his wife in front of his children was having withdrawal from some other drug?
In the police report that you say is the factual matter that you've taken off the internet, there were empty pill bottles found in his room. And the fact is, he may have, there's a common thing right now is that people are being dismissed from their medical care because they get carried away with their opiates, their benzodiazepines. They go into withdrawal, and in fact, they use pot to try to deal with the withdrawal from the prescription meds.
To Justin Fryman, let's try to get the facts here, because there's an empty pill bottle in his room does not mean that he killed her. I want to see Dr. Drew, please, because he's having a medical withdrawal from drugs. All right? Nothing in this police report.
She's just ignoring.
Yeah.
Just ignoring. There were prescription bottles, and they put it in the police report.
Oh, so you're saying just because there were prescription pill bottles means he was taking those prescription pills?
Were there any pills in the bottle? No. Did he get them empty? We don't know,
Who's
Drew.
to say he ever even filled them, or if he's just a fan of bottles?
Don't make things up in my house. By the way, Dr. Steve chiming in on text. Dr. Steve says, what perks? I don't get any perks from drug companies.
Is that right?
That's what Dr. Steve says. But
he seems like a good doctor, though.
Dr. Drew's like the Jordan. Like, he gets like...
He has to. He's the bona fide celebrity doctor, right? Which Doug Stanhope had that fantastic bit about how did they place you in medical school about the doctor to the stars? Did you say, oh, you look like you just have this shine to you that you need to work with the elite?
It's just so handsome. All right, let's go quick on the phones because we have almost no time left. Andrew in Atlanta.
Hey, Sam, how are you?
Good.
Good. Yeah, Nancy Grace is an idiot. Why are you wasting time on her? When she was a prosecutor, she lied and cheated so bad that the Supreme Court had to let a murderer go free. I mean, she's just a freaking idiot.
She is. She's a horrible person.
Yeah.
I've come to she's just she's a terrible human being.
She really knows how to work the system, though, monetarily.
Oh, my God. I don't know. And it keeps happening.
Yeah.
I guess as long as we talk about her, they'll keep her on the air. So, Matt in Winchester, now you can go.
Okay, yeah, it kind of ties in, too. Have you thought about having Val Venus on your podcast there? He is Captain Cannabis now on Twitter.
Oh, he's a big... Val Venus, the porn star wrestler from the 90s? Now he's a marijuana advocate. I would absolutely have that dude on my wrestling podcast. Yeah. I think it'd be fun.
Now, he said he won't go back to WWE until they loosen up their drug testing.
Well, they got enough guys there, probably. I think they're doing all right. But yeah, Matt, I would definitely talk to him. Thanks, buddy. Jeremiah in Delaware.
Hey, Mr. Sam Roberts. I rarely get to talk wrestling, so I hope you'll just entertain me for a second.
Real quick.
Do you think that the reason people were booing Roman Reigns so much wasn't because he said he doesn't do it for the love, but for the money. But maybe because the WWE's pushing a dude who had like 4 months of a run, 0 mic skills, and like 5 moves. I mean, you're smart. You know better than this. It's like they're going to let him headline WrestleMania?
Yeah, there's a lot of anger. Thanks, Jeremiah. There's a lot of anger over Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, I bet on it.
You did?
I didn't bet on him, but we pulled numbers out of a hat, threw some money down.
If you remember, Katie Linendahl was on the show last week. She's fantastic. She's on my wrestling podcast this week, and we talk all about that, so all questions will be answered there. Pete in New Jersey.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Dr. Steve's complaining no one backs them.
Yeah.
That's because he uses their products to kill people, no?
Well, I mean, he works in a hospice, so, but I mean, you do need, I don't think he's making their lives better. He's not killing them.
Right.
He's not Dr. Kevorkian.
Hospice should be sponsored by marijuana and Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I mean.
Just, hey, you're going out, go out happy.
Right. Have a good time. Drive yourself home. Maybe it'll go quicker. Jason in Colorado.
Hey, Sam, how's it going?
Good.
So, I used to listen to Loveline like almost 20 years ago now when Adam Carolla was on there.
Mm-hmm.
And there was somebody that called in and was saying that they had heard that doing acid once or twice is actually beneficial to the brain, opens up different neural pathways, whatever. And Adam Carolla asked Dr. Drew about that, if there's any truth to that, and he wouldn't say anything. And it was basically his way of saying he didn't want to tell people that it's okay to do acid.
Well, I mean, I get that. I mean, it's true. Maybe it's true.
Because it can be irresponsible, but also there's a lot of things going, studies happening right now about psilocybin, the active ingredient in mushrooms, and how it changes the pathways in your brain. It helps with PTSD. It actually helps people quit being alcoholics. Like, I have a friend right now who just came on my podcast who's going to Peru to go into the jungle to take a month-long ayahuasca trip to rid himself of, his addiction to alcohol.
Well, Mike Cannon, we could do another 20 minutes on that, but we don't have it. Where can they find you?
Follow me on Twitter at I am Mike Cannon. Got a web series about weed called The Weed News with Mike Cannon. We talk about all this legalization stuff every week, and podcast Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole.
Very cool. We'll check all that stuff out. We'll be back here next week. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere at NotSam. And we will see you next week. Big thanks to Eric Andre for stopping by as well. Thank you, Mike Cannon.
Hey, thank you.
And I'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
This has been Sam Roberts' Friday Show. Hear the whole thing anytime you want to on demand on SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Here, Sirius 206 XM 103.